Was it goblins or boglins? I couldn't tell. But something happened on the Tripod Trail. Giants and dragons are corrupting us all. If we don't get help, we will all go to hell. Did you hear the news out of Wayback Cave? A big holder tried to make us their slaves. My players trying to control our brains. I just woke up and the village was razed. We need the Stronghold to protect us for the night. We need the Stronghold to help us with this fight. We need the Stronghold. We need the Stronghold to go searching through the game. We need the Stronghold. We need the Stronghold. It's been a week since we saw day. A mighty group of adventurers. They're savage as hell, but they may be mad enough to get us through this spell. When they are together, they are the Stronghold. We are the Stronghold. We are the Stronghold. We're here to show you the way. We are the Stronghold. We are the Stronghold. We might just have to save the day. We're just a group of heroes, yeah. We're big and we're small. We may not be the best in town, but we answered the call. But we are together. We are the Stronghold.
Right. Cool. It is hiccuping just a tad. If anybody else notices it, if you guys can watch just a little bit. Is it hiccuping still? Oh, okay. Welcome. Oh, that's my serious face. All right, welcome everybody. We're gonna kick off our epilogue. Thank you so much for showing up for episode 101. Goodness gracious. And that's just this campaign. Yeah, I gotta tell you.
No, that's not just this one.
No, that's all three. All three.
Are we
Storm King's Thunder.
all three?
Episode
So they
101.
added to, no, but including Tiamat, because we don't add that to it, do
Oh
we?
no, that's like hold on.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Anyways, I digress. Super stoked to get all of you guys into this position today where we're lucky enough to be able to finish a campaign. It's actually kind of rare. So thank you all for your time here. I'm looking at Twitch instead of you guys. Thank you all for showing up dedicated every Wednesdays. Thanks everybody in chat who stuck it out. Auntie's there. Kind of motoed it, or kind of mote today. You're gonna have to tell me how to pronounce that. So
kind of mo today. Kind of mo today. All right. And Hey,
Cabracho, good to see you guys. We're gonna start our epilogue. You're hiccuping, homeboy. Is he hiccuping for you guys?
What?
Yeah. But we're gonna continue our 9 and 8. We're gonna pick up our campaigns after GaryCon. But today, these folks are gonna be in their epilogue. You try to do an epilogue after a really long fight, but everybody's just emotionally exhausted. And it's really tough to be like, all right, well, let's unpack some treasure, while everybody's like, oh my gosh, I've just, survived almost character death several times. In the last session, this party took an arc where in Storm King's Thunder, in chapter 10 or 11 or whatever, there is a kraken called Slarkrathepilogue. And if you read the book from end to end, there are subtle nods to the cult of the Kraken. I think they're called the Kraken cult or whatever. They're all named Phil, and they Jeremy gets me. I wanted to take this arc down a little bit farther path. I wanted to, because we had 3 parties, I wanted them to face Slarkrathepilogue. I thought that was going to be a really cool finishing boss to fight a CR, I think 25 Kraken, CR 25, which is Tiamat's what, 26 or something. So you basically at level 12 straight up punched Slarkrathel in the face, because I not only threw Slarkrathel at you, I threw a dragon turtle at you and some various marrows and stuff, which also is a kind of a nod to how broken 5.5 player characters are. Just we can go with that. 2024 I'm super psyched about, because it, like, for a paladin, he can only, like, or he or she can only smite like once per round, which is tight. Yeah, I don't know if it's choppy or if we need to reboot or something. I'm not seeing the wheel. Anybody in the stream, let me know if we need to reboot or something like that.
I'm watching. It looks good.
Okay, cool beans.
I don't think the stream's choppy. Yeah, I think you're good.
Okay. Hey, don't worry about it, Skylar. It'll come up and it'll come down. We'll be good to go. So this party, left the Maelstrom. Their arc was in the Eye of the Allfather. Their arc, which is in about chapter 7 or 8 of Storm King's Thunder, is where things spliced off. We had everybody have this cool scene where everybody goes to the Eye of the Allfather. If we go back in time, every single party was there at the same time. They were in different places. So Pete and I can do a drunken duck and tell you guys how one party was on one end of the building and one party was on the other. A couple people went in straight to the room and like teleported straight out, Sabathor, and could have mixed matched some of the party or whatever, but you guys did a fantastic job for the DMs. There, when they went to the Eye of the Allfather, they were given some various, like, hey, if you do this for the Ordening, if you do this for Amon, we'll give you whatever. Your Ordening goal was defend the throne, and it was kind of confusing at first, but you eventually kind of sorted out the fact that, oh shoot, it's actually the Wormskull throne and what happened to Princess Sarissa there, which you guys knew that Slarkrathepilogue snatched a rod that controls the Wormskull throne. And hey, Classic Sam, welcome in. Snatched this rod and dipped out from Maelstrom during an attack. The other side of this, which played into the rest of the campaign, is why the Wormskull throne. The Wormskull throne is built on five blue dragon heads, and Lennithon hates storm giants. Lennithon's big lightning energy. Storm giants and Lennithon are not chill with each other, so it made for a really fun arc. I probably played more Dungeons and Dragons in my head than you guys did at the table to kind of make these things happen. But that being said, we're gonna keep this open and loosey-goosey as we play this, because for all intents and purposes, the war is over for you guys. So you guys ready for me to do this? Do you guys want to go around and say, let's do the intros? I know Sabathor / Charm, you're a little bit sick and your voice hurts, so I'll start with you and you can whisper it and I can pick it up. Go for it, buddy. What do you got?
Yeah, hello. Sorry about my voice. I have been saving it all day for tonight, powering through a fever, but I am Sabathor, Baneray, and most recently discovered to be the son of the World Serpent. And that was quite a shock, known in this world as the Mokoth Serpentis in Faerun. I came prepared with notes.
You beat me, I know that.
But yeah, I'm happily playing a bard to support my party, and pushed it to the limit last session. If you haven't watched it, please watch it. Treat yourself to some popcorn and watch it. In any case, yeah, I'm Charm. Find me on Charm Fantasy, but more importantly, the future is looking bright with my opportunity here to DM for Stronghold coming in April, doing a campaign funneling into some pretty amazing collaborations. But you'll just have to stick around and watch. But you will see some of these beautiful faces.
I've also snagged you a potential couple cool special guests that I got to talk to.
Yes, I'm available. Like, I'm too available. It's a problem. So anyway, I'll pass it on to the next of many more talented people than myself.
All right, Jeremy, and then we'll round it off with Tori. Jeremy.
Sure. Jeremy, Old Men Rolling Dice on Instagram. I DM here every other Thursday on Stronghold. And the opposite Thursday, I DM on my own Twitch channel, running some Castles and Crusades right now. And when I get back from GaryCon, it looks like we're going to have a Vampire the Masquerade game starting up on Tuesdays, I think. On Tuesdays. So
You got to do it.
So it's been a vampire game that I've been running sort of like mini, like 6-session games in over and over again, and now we're gonna run something else a little longer.
I actually want to talk to you about something as well, because you did Aliens. I kind of really want to talk to you about a potential Star Wars one, because you're kind of really good at break. Yeah. But I want to talk to you about that. There's 2 different campaigns that I was thinking about, and I don't mean to railroad your topic, but a Napoleonic campaign and a Star Wars campaign, because I've been told that I need to step farther out of my comfort zone with regards to playing. And
I would be down to run some Star Wars. I actually have an older version of Star Wars, the role-playing game. Pretty good.
Would be sick.
And I still need to experience DM Jeremy as a DM, because I've heard nothing but.
Man, I got to tell you, I've never seen someone so aptly be able to describe a room off their cuff. That's 100% something that, like, the Mercer effect can do. Like, oh, by the way, let me just theater of the mind this thing to the point where you feel the dripping of the water, and you know what I mean? Like,
immersive.
What are you talking about?
You have a very simple technique of describing a lantern or something that instantly, if you have an imagination, like, you're already in there.
Well, thank
you don't describe it's not like you describe a lot, but everywhere you go, you describe something in there, and it's just like,
oh, the less is more.
This is making up for all the arguing we've been doing before coming on here.
Lover's quarrel.
Yeah, I really like that. Thank you. I'm not going to say anything else. I just want to leave it on that. That was very nice of you to say. Thank you.
Yeah.
No, really, sincerely, that was nice. Thank you.
You're welcome. It's true. I followed you before you knew me.
This is true. This is true.
Tori, what you got? Let me grab your book.
Hey, I am Tori Q Hill, writer, creator, and of the network comic series. I need to come up with a better name, but Network The Quickening. Angels aren't perfect, especially in this book, but they kick butt.
Yes.
I am now working on Network Chapter 3, Book of Cain, and we have our very own Charm, aka Arian Scalise, as the writer of this book. It was my man wrote I was talking to a buddy of mine, and basically he wrote a TV episode. Okay, so we might even use that when I go out to LA. But anyway, point taken. The point is that I'm Tori Q Hill, creator of the Network Comic Series. Very excited to be sitting here right now. It's a little bit bittersweet because I'm gonna have to focus a little bit more on some other things, so I won't be around for a while, but I'll pop in here or there. Yeah. Hopefully my character stays alive, because he's going on a pilgrimage, not a pilgrimage, on a journey to find his parents, who he found out was alive. So he's going to find them, but he knows that they're in a very dangerous situation, and he has to do this alone. That being said, like I said, this is bittersweet. We killed the Kraken, Slarkrathepilogue. We knocked his butt off, but I'm gonna miss these guys.
Kraken butt.
Done.
Skylar, what you got, buddy?
My normal thing. If you like the intro and you like the music, I'll pop a link in here. You can listen to it on Spotify or wherever you get your streaming music. And looking forward to GaryCon and playing speech. No speech.
This is the last time we get to play together for a while, man.
Dude, I love playing. I love playing with these guys. It's so much fun. I play Blandina Silveranth, Elsa the wizard, the frost wizard, basically. And I mean, I'm gonna be here for. I run the stream on this end, so I'm gonna be here forever. So you guys are you ain't gonna miss this face anytime soon. Yeah. But I'm looking forward to GaryCon and see what happens afterwards. So if you're there, say hello, please.
Yeah, you'll see Jeremy at GaryCon running tons of Castles and Crusades for Trollload Games. Super jealous, Chuck. But I'll be running I'm already got super mega hard anxiety about the 2 sessions that I'm gonna run. Starting to pull all the players in Discord now to kind of build up the map, but it plays into the map that I showed these guys earlier.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so you're not gonna these characters aren't gone after this. We're gonna do a series of super shots where the all-stars will come in and do a 3-session bad guy and then level up to keep them going for a while. So what'll end up happening is Cord or Tempest or whoever or Lady Lariel is too busy holding up the rest of the world. We'll be like, hey, we'll go into Discord chat, as I said, like first person to hit the button first is in the fight, and then the guys will show up. I'll do a better job of projecting for you guys, but these characters aren't gone. That being said, we are getting ready to start a whole new arc. In a little bit of today, we'll describe what's happening there. You guys ready? You guys ready?
One second. I totally forgot the Stronghold hoodies and t-shirts created. The ones that I'm gonna do they are coming this month. They are coming this month, so be on the lookout for that. I'll make sure Tim has what he needs to put it on his website, on the Stronghold website.
Yeah,
but they are coming this month. Okay,
100%.
In the chat.
Wait,
100%. We'll stick that everywhere we can, figuratively and literally. I'll be wearing it for damn sure. I ordered the Sir Timothy shirt to for my day 2 for my Friday / Jason Charles Miller outfit. I'm going there. I'm wearing a cowboy hat. I got a fake beard, my Sir Tim thing, and I'm going as Jason Charles Miller to the Jason Charles Miller show. J. Scott dared me. I don't know if he's watching this or whatever, but I'm gonna go as Jason Charles Miller to see.
that's hilarious.
Hey, let's start with this. We can keep conversation just like this throughout these things. So the epilogue is just imagine all of us sitting around eating Doritos and talking about. So this is the Dungeons and Dragons that I played when I was younger. In the 80s, it was standing around a bunch of books and basically just fantasizing about like where my character's going, and you rolled in and out of things and you fought some battles and stuff like that. But overall, you could skip 2 or 3 months. You could skip a few years, you know what I mean, if you wanted to. So we're gonna open up that valve. All right, you guys ready?
Yep.
I did some hasty writing today after just getting absolutely crushed at work. All right. An immense, powerful quiet overcomes you. The pressure changes in your ears and on your body as the water flows into the ground that you stand on. Light objects flow and slosh around you like a tsunami just ended. The sound of water falling from above you, hundreds and hundreds of feet, looking like little waterfalls at this point, slushing down and being sucked into these small pools that you potentially came in on. Your eyes focus in on beams of angelic radiant light forming columns from where the bits of the ceiling were. Once a Kraken lair where you stand, the light is powerful as you squint, and the cardinal point of light closes in on your eyes and begins to sting a little bit. Your eyes focus in a little bit below you with glittering, flashing, white, gold, silver, reds, and blues as you look upon a glorious, terrible horde. The colossal corpse of a kraken rolled to one side with a listless eye with an axe like sliced straight through it, just kind of floating off to the side. Savathor, your memory of Yorgmander returning to the celestial boundary of the plains, shifting to the form of Queen Sasani. She walked to you gracefully. She grabbed your chin and rested her forehead against yours in a kiss that only you remember. As you open your eyes to the warmth of a feeling you not often got, but you anticipated and you felt as your mother's love. As soon as you open your eyes, she's gone. You know that she's loving, but duty calls. And it all makes sense now, as you are a demigod. It wasn't abandonment. She had a duty beyond anything that you can comprehend. Torn Bokath, you see these giant astral forms of your gods, Tempest and Cord, nod and return to their battlefields and arenas. Flame Tongue stands over a great sword and just sits there and eyes the room. Blandina, a crow, comes in through the arc of the light, spins around the light, sets on top of the Kraken, does a little crow hop, hops back from you, but you kind of notice this as a fantastic bell rings out above where the light is. Shadows of clouds booming away to the west in almost like ripples, as you can see up, like there's some sort of epicenter. This bell, a powerful bell, a deep bell, as you hear in a very deep voice behind you, Tharlan, it is done. The Ordening has been restored, as you hear large footsteps kind of splashing forward. Tori, you still have Twitch on?
I do.
Turn it down.
I think my volume is off.
Oh, so I'll see here a little bit of a. But did you guys see the room? You guys see the room kind of in your mind? Imagine this huge, where it was all floating and stuff like that. Now there's no floating fish flipping and flopping on the ground or whatever, right? Like that's kind of gross. But you do see Tharlan taking these big orca and just dropping them back into these pools, which were like kind of funnels that went up into this place. But the pools still lie there. There's some sort of feedback. You guys picking that up? Someone's got.
No, it's me. It's me. The same thing happened last time.
Yeah, I think it's just your mic's picking up your speakers. That's all. You just might have to turn your speakers down a bit.
Yeah, cool. So you see Tharlan grabbing these things and like dropping them in these pools. And they're doing that orca thing where the little tongue's sticking out, and there might be a flopping abolithic fish or whatever, you know what I mean? And he kind of throws it into the orca's mouth. But you guys are all there. The loot is there. The thing that's different is the entities that gave you reassurance that they were with you, you were a part of the entire arc of saving Faerun. They're no longer present. But the cool thing about Faith is you got to actually see one of these folks. No one else got to see you see one of these folks. You know what I mean? But you guys did. So you're a champion, you're a chosen, whatever goes through your mind to make Dungeons and Dragons amazing, right? But it's over. For the first time in a long time, the ringing, the clashing of steel, you're getting a sense, other than a giant dragon turtle that is not going in your direction. You see one last little, big Tortuga back, splash into the water and just disappear. But the room is sealed. The ground itself, where the crack from the abyss occurred, is ground. It does have a fissure, but you can see it's sealed. It is sealed. And the Kraken lays there, fleshy Kraken. So I'll kind of go around the room or just open it up to, for loot, for anybody that wants to loot. If you selected your weapon that you want, you can describe that when you loot, and then we'll go around to the CR25 loot table. It's my favorite thing in the world. We'll pick someone roll that. We'll start deciding who rolls D100s, and we'll go down to see how much cash money we got in here. It's my favorite part of just like, I hate being tables based, but if you get what are they? The goggles of night. We'll hook you up with something a little bit better. You know what I mean? Like yay! I got another sending stone. Like no, we'll get you something better. But yeah. So you guys pop in. We'll start out with Blandina, who the last I remember is you prestidigitated yourself. Prestidiged. You cleaned yourself up, or did you decide to stay fishy muck?
I stayed fishy muck, but wet. I'm going with the wet look right now. Going with the wet look for the moment. Like, what is it? Salt? Just like, beach hair. We'll go with beach hair Elsa. Beach hair blend. Beach
I got you a little bit blown out from the sun.
Yeah. Beach hair Blandina. We'll go with that.
She's now more comfortable with looking a little bit
there you go,
worn from battle. She's
moist. I'm looking moist.
Moist. That's a word. Okay. Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you can speak or not. Sabathor. Okay. Yeah, so we'll keep going around the room here. So Sabathor, once again, you just saw, you get a strong sense that they're, your mother, in some sort of way, you're not sure, as by, with, or through some sort of thing, is now the essence of Jorgmunder. That's for your character to maybe uncover later on, but you are fairly certain that it all makes sense to you as to why the closeness, there's been a distance there between the two of you, but you are getting this, you now kind of understand a little bit more of like, oh, that makes perfect sense as to why, you know what I mean? Like, I started receiving powers at weird ages based on things, but there you are. What would you like to do?
What are we taking this moment to describe specifically, so I don't talk too much?
The battle just finished, right? Your feet are sitting in about 2 inches of, dark lake saltwaterish stuff. It's getting a little brackish and cool. The light's coming through. The battle has ended. Vokath had just did a massive 3% chance divine intervention that saved everybody's butt. You just went from being dead as a sperm whale. You were sperm whaling it, and now you're back out with Das Loot around your waist. Anything. What would be the first thing that you do?
Honestly, the first thing Sabathor would do beyond, recovering from the realization of his revealed parentage would be to celebrate with his comrades and make sure everyone is strong, steadied, and also get their reactions, almost like do that kind of thing where you realize everyone was in the room when you got to learn a bit more about yourself and see how they feel about this monumentous, life-altering realization, because I almost feel like I almost need their take on it, not to say their take, their logical input, but almost their assurance in a way.
This is a good pass. You're taking in everybody's initial reaction. Torn, what is your initial reaction? I'd say you're nose distance from a kraken with a sick scar going through its, one of its eyes that you just implanted. You can also see this gaping wound on this creature that you were trying to crawl in. If you remember, you were smashing with the axe. You're going to crawl inside this thing, and there's about a Torn King sized hole right in this thing's eye. It's pretty gory. And you, as you see these things, its other eye looking listless. Oh wait, I think eye gore is something that's like super bad to do in Dungeons and Dragons. Sorry for anybody that doesn't like that. Just delete that. Some people are like, I hate eye gore. Like, yeah. But anyways, that happened. The other eye, kind of listless, you look over and you see Savathor looking at you. What does Savathor see?
Oh, I'm this is right after the battle, correct? No time has passed. This thing.
As soon as the battle happened, it's almost like the Kraken itself is so magical that it was able to suck up all of this water into a higher elevation room and fill it like it felt like you were inside some sort of other lake portion of the Dark Lake. So as soon as Slarkrathel died, boom, all the water just comes splashing down. Now you are super 900-pound deadlift, you know what I mean? Ronnie Coleman level strong. Like this water is not bothering you. You just kind of you stick the axe in its face, hang on, the water slushes down into these tubes below you. And you see this axe wound, and then you look over in this other eye, and that's where you kind of are a little bit startled for a second, because you see your friend Savathor as you were just raging out. You see a friend. Everything was war. Now you see, like the human side of things. You know what I'm saying?
All right. I got you. So he sees me standing there. I ain't got no shirt on, covered in ink and whatever Kraken blood looks like. And I just look over at him, smile, and give him a thumbs up. Basically, with a just like, hey man, I got him. How you know? Yeah, but I don't say anything. I just kind of stand there and looking at this thing dead that we shouldn't have been able to kill. So I'm kind of like in shock a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like in shock a little bit. Look over at Savathor, give him the thumbs up. I check for Blandina and Vocab. I'm looking around a little bit, and I see them. Correct.
You do, yeah. So if you want to, you see Savathor, you turn around, you see a dryish Blandina that, but very has been sitting out in the you know what I mean, on a Jamaican beach all day long. You know what I mean here, and then Vokath, off to the side as well. I think Vokath said that he took a knee or something at the very end of it, kind of praying, or you see his figure. He'll go into what he's doing, but you see their bodies there, and then you see Tharlon, the storm giant. You know, there's a and he's talking to Flame Tongue, a literal angel off to the side.
Does the Kraken have teeth? No.
Oh yeah,
It's got one of these things.
I want that.
It's got a beak.
I want that.
All right.
Yeah.
You can make a boat
It's
out of that
about
beak.
the size of a Volvo.
Huh?
Its beak is about the size of a smaller car.
Ah.
You know what I mean? Like,
don't let
Yeah.
that stop you, man.
Don't let it
Never
stop
mind.
you.
Never mind. Damn. I'm looking for something I can take to remind me of this battle.
yeah.
Well, a part of the creature. A part of the creature.
There's spikes. So its claws and stuff, there are spikes.
Yeah,
everywhere.
I get one of those.
Yeah.
That'll make a
Cut me
good
down.
dagger.
You should take Cuppy
Bit
down.
of a bandolier of
me-
Kraken spikes.
Here's something that I'm gonna do. Here's something. This is straight out of the Book of Charm. You're looking for something right now, and you see a dark teal egg.
Nice.
What?
Do I know what it is?
I mean, it was directly under. You don't, but Tori knows it's a Kraken egg. But Torn King probably
Right.
doesn't know.
Right. I'm with you.
Do me a favor. You're going to take this regardless because it looks cool. You understand nature. This is a mother's egg. Roll me a perception check.
I ain't trying to start a whole nother. What's the name, man? Because that'll be dope to raise a Kraken. You said perception?
We ain't raising no Kraken.
We're raising a Kraken.
That'll be a cool
Zavathor will happily help you with anything water oriented.
Yo, D&D Beyond's dice landed on like a side with no numbers on it. But it says 19 and it says 1. Roll
Say
again.
1? Oh, please be a 1.
It was 19 and then a 1, or it was 19 and 1, but the D&D Beyond gave me 0 number.
No,
Y'all see that?
the log shows it as a 19 plus
Okay.
6, 25.
You the man.
Yeah.
You are fully convinced that this is a Kraken egg, but not only do you know that this is a Kraken egg, you know that you could be the first to train this thing. That
Man.
you know, and I'm not trying to put this arc on you, that you could someone could properly manipulate this thing to not be evil. You know what I mean? Like, or if
Well, the baby didn't do nothing.
you could
to
use this for
nobody.
evil.
The baby didn't do nothing to nobody, man. You
Yep.
know,
And so it's a Kraken. It's an egg. You see this thing, and regardless of it being a hard casing, you do see like a swirling Yorgmander serpent kind of just chilling in it. You don't know if it's 100 years when this thing is going to Kraken aren't evil. They're misunderstood. Raz, my friend.
We could break it open and eat it.
No.
no, man. There's no player.
You
There's no
can
player.
do
on
that
player
if you
battles.
want to, but you to be. I'm just getting creative in my head.
What kind of
I'm
power
thinking-
can we get from eating a baby kraken?
I have a
salmonella
Stem
Kraken.
cells.
Kraken vanilla.
I have a love for nature. That's what I've been playing this entire time. I wouldn't. My character.
Torn, it's a kraken. It's not. There's nothing natural about it.
My
Vocat-
character wouldn't let you do
Okay,
that.
you are now in this. You see him take this egg. Now you guys are having this conversation. Like, yeah.
And
Okay,
On the ground, I hit it with the hammer, and
No, you
then we
don't.
dine.
I
turn-
step up because I have to respond to him saying something's nature defines it. Because I am half Yuan-Ti and half Drow, and I step in and say, that is not the way that I think we can approach a new beginning. And I trust Torn not just as a friend and leader, but he could easily fall into the role of a father for a being that would need strength and gentility. And I know Torn is capable of that.
This is a kraken. We're not talking about a baby that can throw like a tantrum.
Don't get this right. He might be able to make an amazing omelet out of this.
Thank you.
So if that's the case, man, I gotta play my character accordingly. Okay, so
We chop it up into
Jeremy?
quarters.
DM Jeremy, I love you very much, man. You have no idea, right? But Torn says, you touch him, you die. We just went through all this together.
I've already died. I'm not afraid of
You
that anymore.
you are now my brother. You have brought me back to life, but you have to think this baby has done nothing. This baby has done nothing. And I won't let anyone harm any innocent around me. And then I hold the egg and walk away, giving Vocat my back. So if he wants to strike, he can strike, but I give him my back, showing him that I'm not a threat, but I'm not gonna let you do this. And I walk away with
Very,
how
very
big is this
barbarian of
egg?
you. You got very motherly of the egg. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that's fantastic. Vocat, you see him do that, right? You know, and I can tell by your facial expression, like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, you're good. You know what I mean? Like,
Enjoy your egg. Go and sit on it.
I like the
Oh,
Three
man.
Men in the Kraken arc. This could end up being campaign 3. Dude, don't dare me. Like, you say Manchester, I have to get punched in the face if I don't do it. But 3 Men in a Kraken, I think is very. Although Blandina is a lady, so.
I could be the friendly
There was
lady.
a lady and 3 men and a baby.
Yeah, in the
There
neighborhood.
is. That's right. That guy just died, didn't he? From Police Academy guy?
Steve Gutenberg?
No,
I don't think
Steve Gutenberg was in the LA fires. That's right.
I was like, I don't think he died.
Yeah. All right. So
his career may have, but I don't think he died.
No, they're all still alive.
who's that? Oh, so Vokath, that just kind of occurred where you just saw there's potentially someday another Kraken involved in the mix. Intel level 50,000. You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? The battle just ends. Savathor, kind of just, you see him taking a look at folks. Blandina's doing Blandina stuff, classic, you know what I mean? Like shaking it off like a dog, like getting her book dried off and stuff. And Vokath, what do you?
I'm also going to prepare a nice mochaccino for everybody. And
Nice.
I'm not drinking that.
Pass out Stanley mugs or Bradley mugs to everybody.
Bradley, yeah, it's Brandy. Vokath.
I think Vokath has said some prayers following the battle. Now he's like obviously going to have to include Torn in his prayers because that baby ain't gonna. That dog don't hunt. Anyway,
Not that I'm gonna pray on you.
I'm gonna pray the Kraken out of you. That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, maybe taking it all in. I kind of feel a bit badass. So not that we have socials, but I would totally be like posed for socials if.
You're gonna take some.
Like I
selfies.
feel like we've got to sort of put our hand in the concrete of the Forgotten Realms a bit here. Like we've sort of made.
You have a guy that does that. You have a literal bard that is the social media. You know what I mean? Platform of Faerun. So
we're the Knights of the Maelstrom. We kill Krakens and eat their babies, and I'm here for it. I'm just soaking this all in. I'm like rolling my eyes at Torn and his new baby. I'm like rolling my eyes at Blandina and making herself all beautiful and handing out those horrible coffees she drinks. And Savathor's checking on everybody. I'm pleased by that. But you know what? I say all those things with a bit of like ribbing, but I don't think there's anywhere else Vokath would want to be. Like he's maybe a little content right now. We did what we said we were going to do.
We did,
and they stopped their bitching and whining, and they got it done. And I'm very pleased with that. I knew they had it in them. But he's also not going to make a big deal out of it. That's just not him. So he's just like soaking this in and going like, "That's right."
Just another battle.
Well, I mean, I think he knows it's more than just another battle. That's what I mean by sort of like we've put our hands in the proverbial Forgotten Realms concrete and left our mark. And
I think what I'm saying is, inside, it's a monumentous thing, but outwardly to us, you're not even bothered. It's like we don't see that.
I just call on gods and they answer my calls. That's how that's how I roll.
That's what I see.
Apparently.
Well,
I'm a little unsure what to do now. Like, what do we do now? We've had such purpose for the last little while.
I don't even know.
You run a Curse of Strahd game. Nope, never mind. My bad.
Apparently, I'm running Curse of Star Wars. So I don't know.
Who is this Strahd?
I still gotta watch those movies, but never mind. I digress.
I'm gonna if as long as everybody seems okay, I'll politely take one of those coffees. I probably won't drink it, but I'll start like sifting through treasure. I feel like it's time to find something to sort of mark the fact that like I just was part of bringing down this huge monster, and she owes me.
Yeah. So I'll walk up to you. I'll walk up to you and hand you a mug, and I'll go, "What do you think's in this pile?" Voka.
What are you doing? Are you trying to give me a nickname or something?
Yeah, we all have nicknames, right?
You are the princess.
There it is.
You're the dude.
Is there more treasure in your tower, princess at home?
In my tower? I don't have a tower yet.
Well, yes, you're a princess. Your family must be rich.
Oh, that. Yeah. Yeah, it's all right.
Have you seen
like
this much?
No.
How do we carry it all?
Well, I have this new spell called Teleport that we could just boop it all out of here.
Because you guys just hit 13, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
You can boop this?
I could boop. We could just boop back and forth to this thing and carry all of it out if we want to.
But we couldn't boop into it?
We could boop.
You
in
made
and
us
out of it.
ride the whales all the way here?
No. I just learned this spell.
Oh.
Magically. It's like
I get
as soon as this Kraken died, I just magically learned this new spell. It showed up in
We're
my
cool.
book. Like, oh, wish we would have had this a couple levels ago.
We should prepare ourselves for the next chapter as I collect ink to write our story from the Kraken.
Hey,
Oh man.
As I'm putting it in vials carefully and tucking it away in my
Oh.
bardic bandolier.
You know what we should do? We should get tattooed with that ink. All of us.
Magic tattoos from magic creatures have true power. You're not wrong, Vokath.
I just thought it would look cool. We could all have a tentacle hidden somewhere on our bodies.
Well, maybe a snake.
Okay.
A snake with a hammer in its teeth.
It
Yes.
wouldn't be-
We're working. We're working on this. This is
it
good.
wouldn't be very princessly of me, but you know, for you
That would be
guys,
badass.
I will get a neck tattoo.
What?
Nice. You could have
No.
said the back or something.
Blandina, that will hurt. That will
Like,
hurt.
Like right behind the ear.
You don't want it there.
We'll have maybe a magic staff that the serpent is coiled around. As I start like illustrating like a sketch idea.
That's pretty sick. You guys are gonna get tattoos when this is all over.
And
That's
then I
dope.
look at Torn thoughtfully and I say, Torn, you care so much about animals. What animal would you feel represents you in a tattoo like this? Or what image, a weapon, perhaps?
Why is it a magical tattoo?
It will be a magical tattoo invariably. Only the best that can protect my friends. I will search far and wide with the Silver Fang Trading Company to make sure.
Well, I would say that being that this is the fiercest battle I've ever fought, and it raised me to a level to where I can now face my past, and I get to walk away with, comrades. I would say it's only befitting that I get the Kraken,
Mm,
the image of the Kraken on my back. Try explaining that to the baby one day.
well,
Yes, so what are you going to say to your little baby? I killed your mom.
That's exactly what I'm gonna say.
You're going to tell her that?
Eventually.
I just want you to know the giant that killed my mother. I will kill this giant one day. You don't want to tell it that you killed its mother.
best to raise a creature of this power with honesty and truth.
You are the mother now.
Blandina called you a mother. A bad mother.
Think of it. But yeah, nah, I think it'd be fitting for me to get
All right.
it's called the Kraken in D&D, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's befitting that I get the Kraken.
All right.
Yeah, I think this is a good idea.
I sketch and show the guys like a world serpent looking snake entwined around the black staff, a tentacle counter entwining in the opposite direction to create like this cool symmetry, and in the fangs of the world serpent is a Vokath style hammer and go something like this.
Can you put it on my lower back?
Oh, a professional will.
I need a tramp stamp. That's what I need.
Torn takes
This is what I need. I need
So,
my
okay, so it's
hammer
going on
directly above my crack.
The Kraken
A
will go
Kraken?
in your
Okay,
Oh
crack.
so
my
are we saying that
Oh, yes.
Avatar knows how to give tattoos?
What?
Are we saying that you know how to give tattoos?
I would love to be able to say that, but I okay, absolutely.
Well, let's keep
'Cause-
playing Dungeons and Dragons because you guys can always leave. You can go to the Yawning Portal or the Drunken Duck, and there's some tattoo artists. You know what I mean? Like around. Unless
I'd be honored to do a performance check for this.
oh, that'd be no. You have to do a performance check on each one of them.
Yeah.
Because one of them could have like just a totally
derpy.
nah, man.
Let's start with Vocath. To do a
We're doing it right here in the cave. But I drop trow. I drop trow.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm
I
not.
need it right on the right on the top of the crack.
I see
why
that
not?
the hammer is an ironic piece. I
Hey,
understand
hey.
now.
I'm a grower.
All right. With that said, let me check my character sheet here.
We're gonna roll
Oh, man.
4 times, so there's a potential that there's a bad roll somewhere. You know what I mean? Like,
I want the
Um,
derp. I want the derp.
Okay. All right. Starting with Vocath.
Should I flex while you do it?
All right. I got a 10 total.
10
Great.
total.
Right in the
Well, yeah,
soft
I don't-
tissue.
It's your
I mean,
first tattoo, so it looks very green ink. You know,
Wait,
pirate,
wait, can I
you
cast
know, like
guidance?
the sailors from the 80s.
Guidance.
Oh,
I
and
pray
also,
Tempest.
would someone be giving me the help action at all?
I don't know how to do that.
Like holding the supplies or
Yeah, just
something?
roll a d20.
Okay. There we go. 23. There we go. With guidance, that's 25.
I'm no help.
25 for Vocath.
Not bad.
You can't see it yet. How are you seeing?
I'm looking over my shoulder.
It's a tramp stamp. What are you, a giraffe?
Fair. I can see it in the glint of your eye.
Oh God!
It's a
Stop
good
looking
tattoo.
at my eyes
It looks
while I
almost
tattoo your
exactly
butt.
like what.
No, you have to maintain eye contact while you put the tramp stamp on me. That's the
It's a really good tattoo. Blandina, where do you want your tattoo? On the neck?
Actually,
do
you
it.
know what? Don't do what, Vocath?
don't do
Oh.
it on your neck.
Behind
How
your ear
about-
would be tasteful.
How about I get a tentacle that wraps around my back, around my torso and my back, that starts at my
Well,
arm?
Yeah, I
That
mean,
doesn't
like
look
it's,
like
it's
me.
we're all getting the same tattoo, right?
It's the same tattoo. You don't get to pick something.
It's
Oh.
the hammer sickle wand tattoo, you know?
Hammer,
You're getting
snake,
my
wand,
hammer
wand,
tattooed on
tentacle.
you. That's what's happening here.
Hammer sickle wand. Hammer sickle wand.
Hammer, snake, wand, tentacle.
Kraken.
Oh, that.
But
okay.
it looks
Yeah.
awesome.
So
in
right
in our
behind
mind right
a
now,
small,
this looks
a small
terrible.
version,
But the way Stavathor does it, it's amazing.
It's
right
it's,
behind my ear, and right behind my ear, right there.
Okay.
Oh, this is going to hurt.
Do I have guidance? From
Yes,
Vocath?
yes.
Okay.
And
All right.
Vocast's like looking over your shoulder the whole time watching because I don't know what's on my butt. So
So, Vocath, as you see this, there are 2 large ships there, and you see kegs that have been sealed for centuries. Like, like wooden, you know what I mean? Kegs or
Oh.
whatever that have just been sitting there. So there's old ships that have been pulled down from the Kraken, and you do see some.
well, now that I have my ink, I can go do that.
All right.
Yeah.
23 for Blandy.
It looks, once again, flawless.
Oh no. Hey, wait, who's going to tattoo you?
I'll tattoo.
I'll
you.
do it. I'll
No,
do it.
Oh,
I-
please.
You can tattoo yourselves. I can tattoo myself. I'm not letting anyone tattoo me, but me.
Yeah, it's been a few hours. You guys are, you know what I mean? Like, drinking, hanging out before the next tattoo to let your hands kind of heal a little bit. You guys realize, like, dude, there's a whole bunch of gold here, right? So Savathor, you're gonna take a little break. First, I want you to roll a D100.
Oh my god! Here
This
comes Goggles of Night. Goggles of Night.
51.
A 51.
Yes.
It's a common longsword.
Let's see.
Provided
There
by
we
the
go.
White Wheel.
Okay. Yeah, you just kind of resting your hands there. You see, you guys start looking at the loot while he's resting. We'll go to Skylar, roll 3d6.
3d6. We'll roll a cheese dice too. 11.
11. 3d6. While this is going on, while Vokath is getting his tattoo, you walk around and you collect 11 1,000 gold piece gems. That's kind of what Blandina's into. You see all these big red shinies, diamonds, emeralds, and stuff like that. And you have handpicked and grabbed all of the gems, and you kind of put them aside. Vokath rolls up a barrel, basically, while you guys were while you were getting your tattoo. The barrel, Vokath's basically just sitting on it, straddled like a horse with a spigot in the center. You just, and it's this stuff called grape mash, I think it's called, right? Stomp something, grape stomp.
From Barovia?
It's from Barovia. Yeah. It's from Barovia. Or it was on its way from Barovia somewhere, but obviously got cracking. Torn, while they were going through this is super important. I need you to roll the most important die 6 you've ever rolled.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
It's just a die 6.
The purple grape mash.
3.
That's what it is.
Purple grape mash. Yeah, that's what it says on it in Barovi's. All right.
3.
Yep, I got you. Ooh, interesting. It's not right. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Okay. Who hasn't rolled just yet?
Yes.
Am I rolling a D100 first?
We're already down that.
So what do I
that
roll?
path.
D6?
You're gonna roll 12d6.
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 And you want a total?
Come on, it's total.
Holy
12
You
D6.
can
crap.
do that D&D Beyond if you want.
I am rolling it right now in D. Oh shit! 54.
Nice.
What?
I should cast
50
fireballs. I'm just saying.
54,000 gold pieces in this area. You basically do a rough wag. Then everybody's getting tattoos, and you're basically just doing mental math. Roughly 54,000 gold pieces you guys found.
Holy crap.
Blandina, back to you.
Yeah?
Roll
That's like
8d6.
12,000 each.
Roll 8d6.
13,000 each.
Oh, that's a good 39. Holy shit.
39,000 platinum pieces. It's a CR25. This is a massive amount of loot.
I rolled.
but
That was three
So-
sixes on that. God dang.
How do we get it in?
performance check on Torn King. Torn,
All right.
do you consent to a tattoo of staff serpent hammer thing? Tentacle
And guidance.
and guidance.
And guidance.
Do you want a tattoo?
I'm on the edge about that, bro.
Not feeling the
I'm on-
tattoo.
I'm on the edge about that.
I just got tattooed. You need
yeah,
to.
bro. You kind of wild for a cleric, man.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Kind of. wild.
sure. Why not?
You're kind
But-
of.
But
You're kind of motherly for a barbarian.
What are you using to do it? What tool?
A stick.
I'm using the Thai style of hammering it out. So like very like a Thai, like pounding it on a gentle sharpened needle with Kraken ink, the Kraken that you killed.
So what you
Maori
see
style
is-
too.
Yeah, very Maori style actually. That's actually better like more gentle curves in that. Yeah, thank you, DM.
So when
You're
you approach me, you see the egg. How big is this egg, Tim?
Basketball?
Yeah. It's about this, you know what I mean? Like it's
Okay.
big. It's about
Like,
this, yeah.
like
it's about-
a small boulder.
yeah.
All right.
That's nice.
So
That
you
is a
see
nice
that-
boulder. I like
You
that.
see that wrapped in whatever cloth that I had with me. You see that wrapped, but it's sitting like in a small pool of water that may have collected. And every now and then I'll push water over it for whatever reason. But with the other hand, I have the needle thing. What'd you call it, Tim? That I got from the Kraken.
Oh, the spike.
Oh yeah, one of their talons. Yeah, one of the I would say it's a spike or like a tooth. It's hard to explain. Science.
I get what you said. Yeah, but you see me, I've broken off a small piece of it, and I'm sharpening it to a point, and I hand that to you, and I say, "Here, use this." So if I'm gonna get tattooed, I'm gonna get tattooed by the beast.
Oh, dang.
So I hand that to you to be used. But I don't know, is that okay, Tim, or is that
like this. See these parts that
Yeah, that's what
you've
I'm
actually
talking
been
about.
snatched up by this thing several times. As a matter of fact, if I ever run into you guys, I'll make sure I pass off.
No way.
Hey,
That'd be cool.
yeah, this will be next year's Christmas present. Don't let me forget. I'll pass out one of the Slarkrathepilogues.
We'll put like a little plaque that says Knights of the Maelstrom on it.
Hell yeah!
Check
yeah,
out.
so while I was making my dagger out of it, that piece kind of came off and it was like perfect size. So I sharpened it, put it in some kind of leather or maybe some rubber, something I found in one of my little purses or something. And I rolled it along the rocks until the end was super, super pointy. And I handed that to you to tattoo me with that.
Ooh, nice
Okay.
gift.
All right.
Basically, just solidly man gifted you something. You know what I mean? Like this is cool.
This is a good moment. Yeah,
So
with
you were
reverence.
watching about 4 hours of tattooing happen over here, and while that was happening, he was crafting this thing.
Mm.
When it came to him, he's just like, boop.
All right. I will. Where do you want it?
Back,
On the back? Hell yeah. Do you want the staff to go up your spine?
full back piece. Do it.
Yep.
You got
All
it,
right.
man.
Ooh, you're a glutton for punishment, barbarian. I respect that.
I
Check
feel
out-
no pain. No, that's
check out
not
the
true.
check out the Discord chat.
Oh, yeah,
Guys
you
get a
made a
chance.
tattoo.
Did we already
Posted in whatever for Slarkrathepilogue in the picture. I'm sounding bossy.
Oh,
if you would
yeah,
like
yeah.
to, post it
Yeah,
on the-
can I see it?
I-
I would like to. Yeah.
I didn't even think about that. Perfect.
Oh, also, and this is Tim and Dragons here. If you get the tattoo and you're like, I don't want that tattoo tomorrow, you didn't get the tattoo. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Why is it poison?
Character agency is super important. Dude, that is
Oh,
sick.
that's dope.
Can you save that? I might get this tattoo. Just
My Shadows crew are considering getting a tattoo at the end of our
Ooh.
campaign as well. It's been going on for 3 years.
I promise you, if one of you guys sees me and takes me to a tattoo parlor, as long as you get it as well, I'm getting that with a you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
So what'd you roll?
Dirty 20.
Okay. Which ends up being like, oh, okay.
Total.
So yep, you're working on this thing and looks just like that. After 3 times, you know, you're almost proficient in tattooing. You know what I mean? Like at this point.
Yeah.
But you started, you know, having a couple of the super great mashes. You know what I mean? Like you had to stop once in a while and kind of clean it up. But it looks great. It looks fantastic.
Would you allow me to add my proficiency after like the 9 hours?
Yeah,
Cool.
absolutely. This is why I like you as a DM, so that I can, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's the characters play Dungeons and Dragons for you when it comes down to it.
All right.
Okay. So you did that.
Mhm.
3 tattoos are done. Vokath rolled last. Sabathor, you're going to rest out your hand a little bit.
Yeah.
And you're going to see, after you do this, you're going to see a sword inside. You know, like you see Vokath just like 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. And as he
I
does
can't
this,
count that high.
you see a hilt inside this thing kind of buried, you know, standing up, and it's sitting inside. You walk up to it, you go like this a little bit, and it is sitting inside an anvil.
Shit. Okay.
Anvil.
It's like,
Do I recognize this with any kind of aspect
legends
of?
have been told of a king once sold
I
at
love
the
that movie.
time of something. If you don't know the song, I hate you.
I love it. I love what you're doing there.
We're brave and bold.
That's where it all started.
Soundtrack.
Miracle arrived in London.
We need a soundtrack, bro. Straight up.
Holy
We can
shit.
call you Wart.
What? Yeah.
Do I recognize this as anything connected to the World Serpent?
Yeah.
and
It is what you, right? Because of the tyranny of the book, what Tim does in Dungeons and Dragons is you've reached level 13. What did you find? Wondrous and below. You know what I mean? Like we're not going to do the Ring of Winter. You didn't just find the Lord of the Rings, but yes, you did find something pretty damn epic. And you said you reflavored the Sword of Zariel.
Yes.
Ooh.
And it was so if you guys are seeing if I may like flavor it,
Dude, have at it.
it is more a gift left over from my mother than it is something that was here in the Horde. And it is a sword magically fused with one of the World Serpent's fangs. So it has a long, sharpened edge, and a curved, almost like a like a dervish, like a long scimitar, not a falchion.
Oh, I was going to
But-
say something fashion, but yeah.
Yeah, not a two-handed, but one-handed, like a dueling, like a thick-bladed, wide-bladed saber with a
Dope.
curve.
That's dope.
And the handle is wrapped in the same style that the Japanese wrap with snake skin instead of leather. And the hilt is fashioned into 2 entwined snake heads bearing their fangs on the crossguard, so that if like in melee I need to like disarm someone and we're locked, I can bite into their arm with the snake fangs of the crossguard. And the base pommel is a mysterious, very almost obvious black pearl, beveled in a meteorite base. So it's like a black pearl that has almost like a shine that almost feels like there's like a light as though you are looking into the depths of the ocean at the
Dope.
black pearl.
Ooh, this is a
And
great book. But yeah,
I say, with this blade, I take the divine path of my ancestry and I set off to raise a kingdom liberated of the ocean to serve all who seek home in the sea of fallen stars. I will make my claim in a kingdom underwater at the center of the sea where I shall challenge slavers and pirates and anyone who dare trade human life for coin. And any human life spared can call themselves a citizen of this new place that I shall carve. I cannot do it overnight. I will make great deals as I have put in the work with the dwarves of Mirabar and the Mithril Hall and creating trade between them. And with this newfound wealth, if you will all allow me, I will make a home for each of you if you so wish, or we will fight and stand in the center of Faerun.
I'm about to cry, bro.
and you grab this thing,
Yep.
and just momentarily, as you grab, its name is the Sword of Jorgmundir.
Can I think of that? Can I sit on that name
Yeah,
and think of the
as you
name?
grab sword, capital X, capital X, capital X, capital X, as you grab this sword, a flash, you see, a jungled ziggurat. I'll get a different one or repaint that one. You see a ziggurat. Oh my gosh, it looks a lot like this because we're just going to keep it that color. Ivies all over it, a weird gaping maud mouth, an adventuring party hitting its shores, looking young or whatever, flying the colors of your ship flash up into the sky, shifting as you see more ships on the water, side by side, attacking slaver ships, attacking pirates as a trade ship moves north to south. As you eye into the trade ship, you see a mother and daughter holding each other and looking on to the Savathor banner. You see a drow with a large cat with a diatrema feather, clean shaved, searching for countless treasure, looking around in jungle, trying to uncover the sword that he's been searching for centuries. You see a very bolstered Baldur's Gate with trade coming in. You see trade coming into Waterdeep. You see trade going into, it's something farther south, near maybe it is but farther south. And you see Neverwinter is oddly just frozen, very low movement, trade not being able to make it there. You know what I mean? And you kind of flash out of this thing, but you get a glimpse of just a little bit of the future. You know what I mean? Like of what, your kind of terrain would look like.
Okay. I stagger as I hold this blade to my face and see the visions and the reflections of the steel. And then when my eyes settle, I'm not just seeing who I will be, but who I've needed to be. And I will then arc the blade just gently and see my allies. And I'll take a sigh of like steadying present, like fighting the anxiety of the future and the expectations and the work that needs to be done. I will test the blade out and do sword forms, much like Jarlaxle had taught me as a child.
Yes. Who else has a crafted piece of gear as he finishes up the tattoo? You're kind of good to go, and you can start thinking of how you're going to tattoo yourself. Blandina, did you have a thing?
Yes.
Okay. What's the thing? Where is it? It could be somewhere. It could be caught inside the Kraken. Where do you find it?
I just see, so as I'm walking around amongst, this is what, 80, 90, 93,000 pieces of gold and platinum laying around here. Amongst the platinum pieces, I see a glinting, piece of fine fabric, which, I'm Blandina. I love fancy clothes. I go, ooh, this looks interesting, and I pull out what looks to be finely filigreed robes of blue and white and silver, and I'm gonna throw up an image because this is pretty sick too. Open a tab. Stupid download.
Yeah, Burly Earl, Jarlaxle. We all know Jarlaxle. Jarlaxle banged a god. in true Jarlaxle fashion, and the hatchling is before us now.
So as I walk up to these to this and pull this robe out, what you guys have seen me wearing of UGG boots completely disappear.
Mhm.
And you see these robes kind of flow over me. And if you guys, I don't know if you guys can see the image in
Elsa.
Yeah.
basically Elsa.
Basically Elsa.
So these are the robes of the Winter Mage.
Oh, I know what you did. Yeah.
You see Torn. I don't if anybody was to look at Torn, he's smiling like a big brother looking at his sister. Just come into greatness.
And I feel pretty again.
I feel pretty.
Let's see. Jeremy / Bokath. Did you design something? And Torn, did you design something? Because if not, don't worry about it. Okay. I got you, bro. Jeremy, did you design something?
Not so much as yeah, I guess I can act like I'm gonna find a dead storm giant. Like the bones of a storm giant.
Yeah.
Lying in the lair somewhere in amongst maybe the treasure hoard.
Yep, there it is. Yep. It was Thorlin's brother Ricky. He didn't do too well.
Oh, poor Ricky.
Yeah. It's always a Ricky.
Or Ricky.
Yeah.
Anyway. No.
Poor Ricky.
Sad.
And I find I find on this giant this like this sort of like sash wrapped around his waist. I take that off.
Like what you wanted. Yeah.
And it's got like, I feel like being a storm giant sash, it has like some sort of maybe lightning motif.
Yeah.
Stitched through the sash.
Yep.
And I wrap. Clearly, I'm not the size of a giant, so I wrap it around. It goes around
And
a couple.
It becomes your size.
Yeah.
As you
and then I like I tie a very like ornamental knot in it.
Ooh,
and,
like a hussars, like that cummerbund hussars wear. Oh,
yeah, something like that. And yeah, that's my belt of storm giant strength right there.
You got it. You are
Oh,
now.
hell yeah, dude.
What are they? Yep.
Dude.
29 strength
Hell yeah.
as I cinch that baby up.
Yep. The super shots, just so you guys know how powerful you are, they're going to be about a 3-person party. So like, I think with 5E rules, you have to have smaller kind of parties for the higher level situations. But Torn, regardless of not being able to find something that you want to flavor, we can flavor the Blood Axe if you like. We can. You do possess a Kraken, so that is a pretty awesome. You know what I mean? Like pretty awesome thing you got there. But we'll switch gear before we start rolling for the spicy loot, which I'm gonna give everybody. Regardless of that last die 6, I'll give everybody 1d100 roll on a table that I got over here. But Sabathor, roll your check on where you put your tattoo.
Oh yes. Let's see.
I want you to roll 1. I want it to just look so derpy.
Do I have guidance or no?
Oh, of course.
Okay.
How much of that keg have you drank over the past 4 hours? Foca,
I have a fair bit in me.
roll me a constitution check on this guidance.
Oh, okay.
You're
Fair.
coming at you, charm mode.
I'm just gonna fail this so I can
No.
watch this fail.
It's
Hold
just
on
the
a
fun
second.
part because you have to be like, hey, give me guidance. And you have to be like, oh, yeah.
Oh, I rolled pretty good. 19.
He's storm giant strength. You know what I mean? He muscles down. He puts this thing on. He feels a little bit sober. Like he just had a first Jaeger bomb. And he walks over. Solid guidance.
Okay. That is a 25 without proficiency because I haven't added
All right.
that yet.
Where'd you put it?
Oh, that's a good question. As a person who's never had tattoos, I always I'm keenly aware of all my friends who are tatted up, and they'll tell me all kinds of cool stories about the experience. We already have someone who has it on their back, someone who has it on behind their ear, Vocath who has it on his tramp stamp. I guess this calls for maybe the hip all the way up to the chest.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's
like
pretty
on
high.
That's large.
As you do this, and you all 4 have received this, you see almost individually that the snake itself does a bit of a coil. Roll a D100 Sabathor.
All right, grabbing different dice because the last one was just a 51. Go for big. Go for big. 25.
Your tattoo, while is now an artifact, while attuned to this artifact, you are immune to disease. Dope. Pretty tight for a pirate, by the way. If anybody's out there.
And a
Torn
bard.
King. Torn King, roll a 100.
All right, immune to disease. Well,
Is that from the tattoo?
Yeah.
Cool.
Everybody go ahead and roll a D100 while we're... You still looking for a D... You're on D&D Beyond.
There
And it's running slow too. I think I need to update. D100, right?
Yep. There you go.
20. Yeah.
While attuned to this artifact, you gain... Find a proficiency. You gain a... I have to figure this one out. This is going to be difficult. I have to get back to you on this one. Unless... No.
You want me to roll it again?
Find a proficiency that you want to achieve. Because you were thinking about this thing throughout the whole... Like, you could be proficient in stealth. You could be proficient in history, religion, blah blah blah. One of those proficiencies,
An
you
extra.
can select proficient in it.
Motherhood. No, I'm just playing.
Fitting.
Well,
That's
if you,
awesome.
You
so
a
you do
bad
have
mother.
survival, you can pick nature, survival. You know what I mean? Like one of those things that you're not proficient in, but we'll get to it at some point. Skylar.
89.
Nice roll.
You don't have to worry about like sleeping around with all those pirate ladies.
I will not be sleeping around with pirate ladies. How dare you?
Right.
Okay, pirate men. I don't care. I'm not judging.
Why do we have the you guys have never seen me sleep with anyone?
I think we did.
Yeah, we did.
We did.
We saw
You-
you walk
We
off
knew
with
you were a
did
Witcher
that.
face.
demigod
Dragon-
long
Dragon.
ago. When we were on the Red Zeppelin,
You
all we
didn't
could hear
see
was,
me,
"Oh
though."
God, oh God, oh God."
I mean, we didn't see it, but
What,
heard enough of it.
what Tim and I were talking about behind scenes is I was slamming the wall and just saying, "So do you have any good book recommendations?"
negative, not the way she
These guys are
walked out
not
of there,
readers, except for Blandina, but her books cause horrible things to happen to people.
I drew with chalk on the walls. I was envisioning things.
Oh, that's so funny. All right, yeah, I have hooked up with one NPC. That's right.
You may take Blandina. You may take one first level spell and transfer it to a cantrip.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
Yep. One of your first level spells
Yeah.
And it becomes a cantrip?
becomes
Nice.
a cantrip.
That is sick.
Holy.
Okay.
That's really cool. That feels high level in a good way, like not
Yeah.
broken.
That's broken. That's
No, I can't. How could you break it? Come on.
First level spell? I mean,
Yeah, for
just
second
cast
level, you could easily cause some problems.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
first level, nah.
Okay.
You just you'd have a better, just a slightly better damage cantrip or a more versatile utility spell. That's it. Like magic.
Any one of
missiles
your
can't-
second level spells. Any one of your second level spells. If you cast it, you can roll like a recharge, a d6. So just write it in your notes. You could potentially, if you get a 1 through 5, you can recast it.
Like it doesn't use the slot?
It doesn't use a slot. If you
Okay.
roll 1 through 5 and you can roll it a second time, you can cast it a second time.
So what? So if I roll a 6, I
Well,
can't
you can
cast
keep
it?
you can keep blasting that second level spell of your choice, and until you break the recharge. Basically, on a roll of 1 to 5, you can't cast it again until the next dawn. But you roll a 1 to 5, you get it back. You cast it again. You roll a 1 to 5. If you fail it, if you roll a 6, now it's gone until the next dawn. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
But
cool.
you cast it from that artifact, so it will come from your tramp stamp. That's where
love
the
it.
spell's. That's where the spell's locked in.
It like glows and tickles. Oh,
Sabathor, D100.
Oh, you already gave me one.
You
I
already
thought.
did. Is that everybody then?
Yeah.
All right. There's your minor beneficial trait that you received in this. Now for the final thing before we press on to where do you go after this? We're going to start with Skylar. Roll a D100.
8. 0 and an 8. 0, double 0 and an 8. So that's
Yep,
8.
that's 8.
Yes. Okay.
You go crazy.
Just to let you know, the first level spell I'm making into a cantrip is Frost Fingers. Because
What's that?
flavor. A freezing cold blast from my fingertips in a 15-foot cone.
That's cool. I love that.
That's very Elsa.
Yeah. By the way, I've picked a name for my sword. And it will be known as Venom's Verse.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah, we should do a comic book.
Dude, every time we talk, we agree. We're going to be doing this forever, man.
You find a spell scroll of Dark Star.
Oh,
Level 8.
I love that spell. Holy shit. I only cast it
It's level
once. in my
8?
entire- Yeah, level 8. I love that. I cast it once and it was awesome.
Yep. That'll be pretty tight for a super shot. These are
Yeah.
pretty cool. Yeah. So
How about I just wait until I can copy a level 8 spell into my spell book?
Yeah,
or
wait.
do that. Or just wait and hold it. Yeah. Yeah, as a wizard, that's probably an IOU. All right. So Torn, D100, my friend.
D100.
This is a very wizards table, by the way.
Ooh,
30 of them.
30?
Yes, sir.
Another tube. You guys basically found a big bag of stuff.
I like that.
You also find something similar inside of a black tube. You can scroll out. You open it up. Blandina, you see another 8th level spell called Feeble Mind.
My God.
Damn.
And then
Jeremy.
actually just reads Margasters on it. Target those motherfuckers.
Yeah. Jeremy, D100.
It's a rolling 39.
This is funny. A potion of storm giant strength.
What? We can trade.
I give that to Torn.
What was it? What was your number?
39.
Gauntlets of ogre power.
Okay, I'm just gonna tell you something. No, I need those because then I can wield the hammer of thunderbolts.
Oh,
Nice.
I think to wield the hammer of thunderbolts, you need gauntlets of ogre power and you need
belt.
That checks.
Oh, is that your long-term item, the hammer of thunder?
I don't know. I didn't even think of it until you said it.
The fact
Because
that, like, Jeremy's
got a
brain
super
was
shot
like,
for
I'm
you.
gonna dust that cabinet off, and that was the lore that popped up.
you know what's interesting? Do you know where the hammer of thunderbolts is? As you grab this, you have a vision. There is a castle on a frozen iceberg that floats above the sky, and it's called Skyreach. And there is a level 14 barbarian that lives there right now. And his name is
Kygon.
Kygon Rain.
Rain.
And he has the hammer of thunderbolts.
Not for long. Okay.
Not too close to him.
So they changed it. I just need a pair of gauntlets of ogre power or a belt of giant strength.
Oh, okay.
Hammer of thunderbolts.
You got what you need.
Got what you need.
Well, hold on. Can you benefit? Can Torn benefit from gauntlets of ogre power?
No, I don't want them.
Oh,
I don't want them. So I wasn't gonna say anything, but like, should I get a chance to come back later, like down the road, my guy's probably gonna go like give away all possessions and just live in the wild. So that potion thing would have been pretty cool though. The
Potion?
giant strength. No, I mean,
You found a potion of storm giant strength.
Yeah.
Done. Yeah, you've got one. Savathor.
Oh, yeah. Let's roll. 3.
Man, lots of spell scrolls.
Oh man. Oh well. I'm happy. Even though I cannot put it in a book.
Well, it's pretty low. So it's a
I already have everything I want. I got my friends and a cool sword. You know, I don't need much.
well, the spell scroll is Holy Aura.
Holy aura. That sounds really fun. That sounds thematic.
I don't even know what that is.
Holy aura, you've been gone too long in the dark lake sea.
All right. You guys have looted. You guys have had your tattoo. The place is kind of dry. Tharlon's got his orca, and he's like, well, you know, we're feeding these things. Savathor, you know, you've got this you know, spell scroll, holy aura. That's kind of weird. And as you take the spell scroll, you know what I mean, you're a little bit disappointed. Then you look down, you see a baton laying on the ground. And it dawns on you for just a second. You saw this baton before in the hands of Lennithon.
What could this be?
That's the thing for your
The
princess.
baton, it's for Sarissa.
Oh yeah,
I
I forgot about
It's
that.
your-
The baton was the
It's
key
your
the whole
disco
time.
stick.
Yeah, Tharlan's like, well, I got to get these orcas back, bruh.
I forgot he's like a surfer. No, wait, that's the angel.
It is 9 p.m. and someone's mowing outside. Not that it's bothering me, but it is very odd that someone's mowing outside. And it's not my yard. It's not bothering me whatsoever. I'm not being that neighbor, but somebody is definitely in a spat with a spouse somewhere in our neighborhood. Someone's like, yo, I need to go outside and mow right now.
I would actually like go out there and talk to that person just in case they're like
I'm actually kind of concerned.
988 that situation.
Yeah, it's March. The grass ain't that high, but all right. So
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I pick it up and I look to the others as we've pulled our loot, and we've all got some dope, amazing things. I say, well, shall we save a kingdom of storm giants?
I think that's what we came here for.
To Maelstrom.
Okay. How you guys want to get there?
Wait.
What do you guys want to do with all this gold and stuff?
Yeah, I was about to say, man. Y'all leaving all that
I thought we were packing that up.
on what?
It's roughly what I say about 90,000 pieces.
93,000 pieces of stuff.
We put it on the Kraken Beak boat.
Yeah, we just fill up those 2 boats.
What boats? They're destroyed ships.
You said that.
Oh,
yeah, they don't have to float. They just
Okay.
have to fill them with gold, and then the orcas can pull us all.
What?
Okay.
Hmm.
So the boats that are sunk, the boats they're like they're you know what I mean? They're like halved. Like they're classic. That the Kraken goes up and snaps the boat in half. You know what I mean? Like so.
Yeah, but can't we fill up 2 halves?
And then the orcas are going to drag these boats through the underground tunnels.
Yeah.
Explain to me how that works.
While we ride them.
Sounds like
Sounds like a no-no. What if
I'm just not visualizing it. How does the treasure stay inside the boat? Is it like a cup? Are you using the halves of the cup of the boat to fill the treasure, and then
Well, it's like a scoop, right? You just scoop up as much as you can and drag it away.
you do have storm giant strength and another storm giant near you.
I have
So-
mending. Can I just cast mending on the broken parts that would be compromised for
Oh
this?
my gosh, yes.
What's
Okay.
it called? Polymorph? You can't polymorph the treasure?
I can't. Well, that's a cool idea, my friend. I love that. I've never heard anyone suggest that before. I love that.
That's
But
wild.
Like in the sand or something?
Hey, wizard, can you do anything?
yeah, the best I can do is fix what's broken right now. I think.
Do I have mending?
Yeah, if we both do a mending job, we're like underwater welders over here.
Okay.
That's if I have mending.
The
Which I don't know if I
interesting
do.
part about the Dark Lake is it's pipes of water, right? So it'd have to be submerged for a while as well. I would say you're going to risk potentially bonking this thing.
Nope.
You know what I
Don't
mean?
wanna
Like,
No.
No. Let's teleport with as much as we can carry, and then
Yeah. So
you
I
want to do
can.
a process of moving
Yes.
the money somewhere?
Yes.
we have
Where do you
two
wanna move
storm
it?
giant strength capable beings, so we know that they could hold on their person, like in the realms of tonnage, lots of gold and platinum.
Yep.
And teleport means
Right.
them and their belongings come.
Are there
with
any
us.
masts?
Yes.
So
Boom.
are there any sheets on the masts?
Yes.
So let's mend those and make massive sacks.
Yes, there it is. We found it.
Okay.
I love your brains.
And their weight is going to be somewhat negligible once it's in the water.
Okay.
And if the masts are not strong enough, I will skin the kraken
There are
with venom. I will skin the
there are
kraken
six
with
working
venom
too.
yours for an
There's what?
elastic and strong, like stronger bag.
Okay.
I will make a bag of
Ooh.
kraken skin.
Early Earl's got a great idea for Torn King.
So
Oh, yes.
Is that like
Right.
something I should read right now?
Skin the orca. Or skin the kraken.
yeah. There we go. We're on the same page.
All right. 3 days later of this
Louis
process,
back.
I love that.
you
Great
guys fashion, you skin the kraken. You take various trinkets and stuff like that. You use some of the leftover mast sheets, and you create enough bags to haul this, one for each kraken, or one for each orca, killer whale. So how this works over the next 7 days travel back, it's 10-day later. You guys are traveling back. Tor, can you turn off or switch the muter? Can you hit mute?
Yeah, my bad.
You guys are dragging these sacks of gold and platinum and all your trinkets, and you make it back to Maelstrom a 10-day later. You see 2 or 3 dozen storm giants there putting things back together. But not only that, but when you see the inside of Maelstrom, when you arrive, there are stone giants, hill giants, cloud giants working their tails off to put this place back together. All of the giants are back on track. Like, this place is coming together really fast. When you arrive, there's all sorts of scaffolding, and you see a very tall storm giant. As the organ's playing again, the daughters are obviously gone, and you see a very large, like, storm giant, great beard, you know what I mean, like plated up next to Imperator Uther. And you see Imperator Uther basically standing, with respect, kind of his hands behind his back, and kind of pointing at Princess Sarissa. As you guys make it back, you end up coming out of that center pool. The water kind of splashes off to the side. The orcas come up. The bags of treasure kind of move up. And you see this huge storm giant looking down at you guys. And he's just like, ha, 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 ha. The Knights of Maelstrom. I owe you a great debt. And he reaches forward, you know what I mean, to Torn's, arm, and it's massive, you know what I mean? Like, it's like he shakes a baby's hand on you, you know what I mean? And just looks at all of you, and he's just like, you must be Torn, Savathor, Your Majesty, to Blandina and Vokath. I've heard great things from you. And that storm giant cleric, the priestess, you know what I mean? He like nods over, and you see that big storm giant priestess like look at you and like give you a wink and kind of like nod towards the bar.
Oh yeah.
What would you guys like to do? Hecaton stands before you. King Hecaton, Lord of the Storm Giants, head of the Ordening. Behind him, still, Sarissa, paralyzed inside Wormskull Throne.
I present the mechanism or the magic for him and say, we have killed Slarkrathepilogue, and we have brought balance again. This hopefully will bring Princess Sarissa a cure or liberation. And it's been an honor to do so. And I speak for all of us.
May I? As he reaches his hands out to the baton, he hits it, he does a twist, a couple taps, you know what I mean? And then, and you see her just like, Father. And she, runs forward and they have a Disney hug and he picks her up and spins her around and gives her kisses like, it's his baby girl. And, it's just a very tear-felt. Uther's just like, looks at Torn. He's like, shh, shut up. Shut your butt. You're crying. Shut up. And Uther kind of like walks off. Y'all are a bunch of sissies. You cry. You all cry. And he walks off. You know what I mean? And he's just like, you can see Uther like really, really shaken up by this. But a fantastic moment. And then Sarissa, moves her father away and sweeps Savathor up and just plants one, like right on your, you know what I mean? Like holds at this moment. Do you accept kiss from Princess Sarissa?
I do not.
So you go like this?
I respectfully just hold her face in my hands and I say, Princess, we do not know each other as well as we.
It was not I'm in love with you kiss. It was like a Italian kiss. You know what I mean?
I thought it was going to be like a.
Oh no! It's not a makeout. It was like a smooch.
Stage 5 clinger. Yeah, no, absolutely.
No. She's the princess of storm giants. She's got gentleman callers if she needs to. She sets you down, and Father, and explains like this man, this woman, these two gentlemen not only saved the maelstrom, but during the battle took the time to braid my hair. These are the most loving, kind, humble, strong group of people that you will ever meet. Lennithon was a villain all along, wanted the Worm Skulch throne. Other members, the NOYNEK and the Revengers, the mighty NOYNEK himself, all those small, but probably one of the greatest leaders of all the Sword Coast, was here as well. But what you have before you are nothing more than family members of our line. And, she steps back and she's got her hand like on your shoulder, Savathor, and brushes it off. But she kind of looks at you like, definitely deeply, but obviously not psycho.
And I will call him George. Oh, God.
Well, imagine someone releasing you from being paralyzed forever. There were sweet moments.
Yeah, that was can't be understated how sweet that is.
He's returning the favor.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. There's that cleric that's opening up the bar upstairs. King Hecaton. You guys have the keys to Maelstrom. The killer whales are for you, are bonded to you for eternity, as protectors of my kingdom in the trackless sea. You are always welcome here. We will carve out your own space, much like I've heard of the great lords of Stronghold. The Duchy of Skyreach, the Knights of Maelstrom, shall have their own place in the Coral Tower. And he points off to this, they're building a big rose mirror, and you can see like a pinkish purple, bastion, a big tower. And that's yours. You guys can live in there. Orcas can bring you up to the surface. That's how you ball when you win at level 13. You know what I mean? Like, hell yeah.
That's
The boys say hell yeah. Oh yeah. Torn King.
I wanted to go What's
Yeah,
up?
go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, go ahead, bro.
Hekaton basically alludes that he senses a great power, like an egg, on your presence. And
It's
we're
on
just
my
like,
back.
we do have a vault, and we do have areas where your Kraken can grow. There are pools and like aquardens slash SeaWorld or whatever. This is a goodly place to raise a creature like this, to protect the security of Maelstrom. They would be happy here amongst the killer whales, fellow octopus, etc. Just giving you an out.
Yeah, yeah,
You seem pretty land-based.
yeah, yeah. Well, the thing is I know, let me ponder that. So I tell them, I say thank you for the kind,
Yeah.
what do you call it, gesture. Um, can I can I dwell on my answer?
Yeah. No pressure. I'm
And,
just you're gonna carry around a 70-ton object here soon. We've got the space for it.
Yeah.
Plenty of food for a Kraken around here.
Right. All right. I say thank you very, very much. And with the sack still on my back, kind of like a backpack.
Yep.
Remind me of the Samurai and Cub comics. I don't know if y'all seen those, but I go look for Volcath at the bar. Are you at the bar? You're not at the bar yet.
No, I'm probably going to the bar. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on my way to the bar.
I have to go back to my Maelstrom list of names so I get them right. I forgot the name of that priest.
Yeah, I will at the very least tell Torn King. Well, first I wanted to say to Torn King, if you find an attachment to the egg and its potential, and wish to have a place where you can live a life aquatically, I will make that happen. I have plans. I have plans that involve the Sea of Fallen Stars, and I would give you a home there, and that way you wouldn't need to feel to miss a chance if you're seeking a unusual opportunity for fatherhood. But I get the feeling from these storm giants that they would also be kind to a child of an enemy. They seem civilized and fair.
Say point well taken. Give me another 5 to 10 minutes to think about it.
You could
Ale
be introducing
Windra.
an invasive species to the Sea of Fallen Stars.
Yeah.
I'm just
Actually,
saying.
they're native.
Are
They're
they?
native to the Sea of Fallen. Yeah.
So the Ale Rindra is the priestess. She's got how they look. They got like long white hair, a little bit shorter than the other storm giants. I'm looking at the wrong mini over there. Yep, just starts pouring storm giant cider, and in these coral kind of glasses or whatever, and they start passing them out to you guys. Oh, did we lose them?
Uh-oh.
Did it
Where'd
just
you
jack the
go?
cameras up?
I feel like we should be drinking rum here.
Yeah, he did. He did us.
It is what it is.
All right. Just yeah. Let's see.
Can you just change your view so it shows non-video participants? And it should correct
Yeah. Wait.
in Discord.
Oh, that's fun.
There we go.
Oh, fun. Non-video.
Nice.
Did that work?
Look at that.
Yep.
Kind of. Oh, fun. All right. All right. So yeah, there you guys are. Yep, the celebration's kind of going. There's Sarissa there. I don't know if there was an arc that you were taking for Sarissa, but there's the doors open, Savathor, for that one. I thought I thought there was something you were planning there, but that may or may not have shifted.
I will approach cautiously. Just say, if I may have a word with you, Princess. I find myself cautious in ways of relationships' permanence, but I do so because as a storyteller and seeker of many adventures, I find myself falling in love with the idea of something more often than I fall in love with its truth. You are remarkably beautiful, compared only in beauty to perhaps the most incredible natural phenomena that I've seen, the Aurora Borealis, the most fierce lightning storms, the most calm ocean days. I do not know who you are, though, as a person, and I would not want to pursue you or have you pursue me out of a shortcoming of a traumatic experience, as trauma can build bonds, perhaps closer than people are sure of. You being paralyzed and me being there for you is the truth of my ability to be kind, but I have no idea who you are. I know that your father seems to be a just ruler and your sisters tried to kill me. Which, family drama is unavoidable. I have, I'm sure, stories that are comparable, but I would love to hear your perspective as
you see she's very calm. You know what I mean? Like she's kind of calm amongst her older sisters. The sisters hate. She tells you the story about her sisters hated her because her father favored her over being calm, and the other ones being very torrent. You know what I mean? And moody. That's why when King Hecaton left, left rule to her. She's when she hears that, she kind of backs off a little bit as well, and just kind of, lets, curtains move, wave or whatever, and just like, okay, well, you know what I mean? Like, just, like, let me know, you know what I mean? Like, and just kind of.
I don't know if you're seeing someone.
Yeah. Well, you get the sense that, no, that's not the case. Like, I'm sure there was a storm giant in the past somewhere along the line, you know what I mean? But what is a princess, so held to a very high standard. But
what are the customs of your people? I'd love to just talk and learn about what is it like.
She's like, well, like we travel every once in a while, to various places underwater. My mother used to go to the surface all the time to talk to the small folk. It'd be nice to be able to build those relationships again. There was a conspiracy that the small folk killed my mother, so I think I would like to pick up where my mother left off and build.
Take her hand and I will take the wooden coin that was her mother's, that she had, the clue that she had given me to help pursue, and I will return that item of her mother's to her. And I said,
roll a perception check.
Perception.
You hand her this thing. It's got a wooden duck on it.
Yeah. Would it be insight or
insight's fine.
Insight.
Okay. Thanks for helping.
Let's see. 24.
You get the sense that she takes this. She doesn't know what the clue means. You get the sense that it's from the boat right? From it is a coin, it is a token for gambling, right? And it was a clue to go find the ship. But you see that she knows that your mother gave that to her mother, like it got to you somehow, and you can tell she's in love with you.
Oh,
What
okay.
you know what I mean? Like the way she's looking, you can tell that, you know, based on various conversations, you instantly can tell that she's not good at the, you know what I mean? Like the whatever, but
Blandina's a princess too. She's super awkward. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But there was another side to this thing. If you remember correctly, you guys begin to talk through your insight. You remember that you had a wish that you could get from the Eye of the Allfather.
Yes.
You asked for something specifically.
I did. Yes, I did. And I will feel out with this reciprocated strong emotional bond, if it's even feasible, to be what's the word? I'm sorry, my feverish brain is slowing down. To be held in respect without being seen as like a person trying to take advantage of our new standing position as heroes. You know, like the kind of person I don't want to walk around every place we go with like my hands open.
Yeah.
I definitely don't. Salvador does not.
Here's how I would describe this.
Yeah.
If you'd like. She walks you to a somber moment to see her mother.
Mm.
When you guys are there having a bit of a moment, you know, in your very first few hours of like, you know, when Romeo and Juliet in the Leonardo DiCaprio movie where you guys they fall in love across the fish tank.
Terrifying.
You guys are really hitting
Terrifying
those vibes. You know what I mean? Like, but you guys are looking through this fish tank that's kind of around where Neri, I think the mother's name is, and this is how this will happen. A very, you know, Shrek ogre moment, but like with golden, you know, stars or whatever that come out of the crypt itself, like the spirit of the mother, right?
Whoa.
Basically flows through you, lifts you up as you guys are seeing this, and as you go up, you remain at 20 feet tall.
What?
As you become a storm giant.
What?
This is what I wanted. I feel like everything that I've ever dreamed is now open on a horizon. This is a blessing.
Your character's so broken now. I'll say your character will be so broken now. I mean, we'll go through stats, but yeah.
I was gonna ask about that, but
in any case, I will look and just say, how would you feel, Sarissa, if I took you on an adventures to help find who is responsible for your mother's tragic passing, as well as help me forge a kingdom of peace in the Sea of Fallen Stars and break away slave trade from the hands of the evil of the little folk, because there are great and good little folk that are being taken advantage of, even children, the smallest.
She looks off to her side, and Hecaton is there. Hey, Adventures on Tap, thanks for the raid. Hecaton is there, looks at you, looks at her as she looks with excitement, and she looks back at you, and she's like, there's nothing more that I would want in the world, Daddy, you know, and she looks and he's like, he nods, you know what I mean? Like, with approval, clearly.
Who did she say daddy to?
Father. Obviously, yes. The term daddy has been ruined. Thank you, 2020s. Yeah, so
all fathers out there.
Yeah, so she looks over, you know, he nods, and you can go through a whole sequence where you guys get married, you become a duke of, you know what I mean, like of this area, like that's a thing. But yeah, and we can kind of seal off that one for the next, 90 days of bonding. Is this where Savathor would be on this? Where would Savathor be for the next 90 days? And I'll go around the room, because the Ewok party on Endor is happening. The Maelstrom's coming back. Would you go along with the marriage? Where would Savathor go from here?
Very good question. I would have, I would beseech King Hekaton for his permission to court his daughter, and things would probably move very quickly in terms of realizing that, I subscribe as a person to when someone is the one. It's a rare, very, very, very rare thing, but the traditions can be kind of shunned aside, and you could have a very quick, organized opportunity to wed, and I would allow the Storm Giants to lead their people through that tradition and welcome me as an outsider and feel very at home. But as soon as there was an aspect of a honeymoon or a adventure, I would want to quickly and excitedly have the opportunities to forge the bonds and connections with my allies and establish myself as needed as the head of a hopeful, I wouldn't want to say, man, I'm rarely without words, but my brain is so fried. If I may, there was a city called Jamdath in the Sea of Fallen Stars. This is canonical lore. There were humans who had pissed off the elves, and the elves used powerful nature magic to sink their city like Atlantis in the Sea of Fallen Stars. I would want to reclaim that sunken city, or claim that sunken city as the capital and place that I would start taking on the challenges of cruel and unethical practices of piracy, and I would be using the Brigandaire to help me track the Thayan slave routes and attack them with quick attacks by ship, by having the Silverfang Trading Company refitted. And I would send missives to every coastal city of the Sea of Fallen Stars to say that I present an opportunity to personally take on the Saugan, the hostile ocean creatures, and try to create a safer trade and travel and prosperity, and present myself as very diplomatic, while also allowing Sarissa to practice in her opportunities as a princess or diplomat on behalf of the Storm Giant people, and for us to be able to be a power couple. So that's my the start of 3 months.
That's your start of your 90 days. We'll come back to that for your first steps as we get prepared to close this out. So bottom line is, okay, I got you.
As king consorts to Princess Sarissa, or not king, prince, whatever it's. I have to look into the actual royal titles. As
he's going through this, a wedding occurs within the next 10 days. So you guys all basically have a 10-day before the wedding happens. He puts out the missives to do these things. A bunch of big energy has kind of happened. Torn, are you going to stay for the wedding? Where do you want to go? Where do you go next?
I can't miss. So I do stay for the wedding. Can't miss it. So, but during that time while everybody's getting fitted for suits and making preparations for the wedding, I would be observing this kind of the habitat. That I'll spend a lot of time there with I would prefer to occasionally have conversations with King Hecaton and maybe
Yeah.
some of the people over the
Yeah,
area.
he's so into this Kraken. You know what I mean? But like,
But is it in a? I'm trying to
yeah,
sense
dude, no, I'm not.
malicious.
I'm over the table. I'm above table. I'm not trying to. I'm not
Gotcha.
murdering a Kraken right now.
Okay.
You guys are in a nothing but a safe zone. Like, so you get the sense that he would let you stay on to be this Kraken handler, much like the Rancor had that dude in, you know what I mean, Tatooine. If you
Yeah.
wanted to stay here and train a Kraken, like he would definitely provide that. One, it provides amazing security for Maelstrom. You know what I mean? So that's a win-win situation.
Ooh, yeah.
And two, he gets the sense that you're bonded to this creature already. Like when you go near the egg, it gets active. When you go away from the egg, it is no longer active. Does that make sense? Like there's
Yeah.
something about this thing that makes your energy, you know what I mean, kind of bonded to it. You are attuned to this egg.
Yeah. Hell
That's
yeah.
the only part that
Well, that's
is
that's what
below
I'm
table.
doing, and I agree. I will agree to stay there.
Okay.
With the Kraken.
Yep.
We're gonna call. Is it a boy or girl? Does it matter?
Don't know yet. We'll have to wait.
It's-
That's gonna be such the adventure. If you play again, maybe the
Yeah.
Kraken is born. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
this is the best part about a high-end character. You know, like you'll
Yeah.
so initially below the Coral Tower, there's a pretty big pool in there that is secured, and you know the Kraken egg can go in there. It's completely locked up and secure. There are, you know, King's guards on the outside of this door to protect, and they're storm giants. No one gets in. You don't need to do an insight check. This place, subject to Slarkrathel returning, is good to go.
Okay. So I'm the Kraken's name is Wisdom.
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 Nice.
Damn. That's a
And
good name.
I'm doing that. That's what I'm doing for the 10-day, and then I'll go to the wedding though. I'll like stand in the back
Yeah.
and kind of cheer my now big bro on, you know. But that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. But never mind. Go ahead.
What? Sure, Dungeons and Dragons, man.
No, is a Kraken an octopus or a squid, man?
It's a squid.
Well, this one is an octopus.
Which
It's a
is even
gigantic.
better. Okay.
Yeah. This
I
one,
got you.
based on canonical of Magecraft miniatures. This one.
Yeah, I got you. Okay.
That's
Alright.
fair.
Based on what I have on my shelf.
Right. Right.
Um,
Okay, so that's what I'm doing. Yeah.
Okay. Preparing for the wedding. So you've been spending the last few days trying to find the best way to incubate a Kraken egg, but in this case, you found that it seems best secure. Interestingly enough, the maelstrom is this gigantic like vacuum that sucks in a whole bunch of stuff. It's like it's a storm around it, and ships get pulled in there, which is kind of like a not chill part, but you guys can work out how the storm giants deal with that. But there's also a kind of a neutral position to them. That being said, it seems to like to snuggle up to destroyed ships. So you pull this thing in, and it is a nest of destroyed ships.
Oh,
You know what I mean? So it's not born yet, but its natural habitat is kind of the way its mother had it. Does that make sense to you? So it's an initial instincts of, you get the sense you've got some work ahead of you to make sure you have a great responsibility to make sure you don't have a world ender. Savathor over your shoulder, you're like, ugh. You know what I mean? Like, because
Sing to it often.
yeah,
I trust Torn after seeing him. My first time getting a feel of who he is was when we went into the mountains and the enemies had animals and there was like a bear or something like that. And seeing him go out of his way to help the bear, the owlbear, I think it was.
Yep.
I think that taught me everything I need to know that this Kraken is in capable hands. But there's always a part of anyone who goes, man, I hope that Kraken doesn't kill everyone. Like,
All right.
Should have ate it.
Let's see. Vocaf, as I look. Weddings in 10 days. Do you stay?
I don't think Vocaf stays.
Okay.
I think Vocaf maybe that over the next couple days has a heavy drinking binge.
Okay.
And then
you don't see
I'll tell you straight up, Erlindra, also smitten with you. If you're leaving, offers to go with you. Anybody can say no, but there's also a love story in Dungeons and Dragons. I like to give people opportunities for that. You know what I mean?
Not sure. I'm not sure. I maybe like I'll say to her like, I'm not traveling through giant lands. You know that like everyone's going to be smaller than you.
I think we can do this together. She seems adventurous.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take her up on that.
All right.
And then I'm going to go to Savathor.
Mhm.
And I'm just going to say, Tempest has called me, and I need to answer.
I kneel and put a big, hand on his shoulder and say, I'm going to miss you at my side at my wedding. I was going to have you be one of the groomsmen, and
I appreciate that, but I don't feel with your new size and that this all feels a little foreign to me. And I in my time with Tempest in the afterlife, I there was something comforting there, and I need to get back to that.
well,
I won't be far from the Sea of Fallen Stars, and I understand that you have such a greater vision for things ahead than I do. You will take my share of the Horde for your rebuilding. I don't need it.
are you sure?
I mean, I'll take a little bit for this road just to make sure that there's drink and food along the way. But no, I don't need these things. And what you're intending to do, you will need. You will need the coin.
When the day comes that I am able to really forge a home in a sunken city for others, I will make sure there is a temple of Tempest. And I hope that you come to bless the very stones and grace
We'll see. I travel with a storm giant now, and I'm not sure my bones will be able to handle it.
Well, then turn into a sperm whale.
This is a good plan. This is a good plan. You take care of all that, and we will meet again.
I hope so. I will be doing my best to be available for any needs you have while on my path. But I guess the difference is I shape my path and you are called to yours. And, well, Tempest knows best. So he couldn't have a better priest. And I couldn't have a better friend.
Oh, you took that line from me, you son of a bitch. I was going there. Well done. Well done.
I had to do the dramatic pause. I can't rush to the line.
Well done. When you said a better priest, I'm like, oh, and I can mention he's a good friend here. And then you're like, oh. Anyway. I'll embrace you like your knee because you're big.
Yeah.
I give you one of those like just the one shoulder guy hug. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like,
and what's funny is you have the belt of storm giant strength, so it's like it's solid. You know,
it's a solid hug.
It's a solid hug.
Yeah. I think Vokath maybe just kind of slips away.
Okay. Oh, Irish goodbyes. Torn and Blandina.
No, not me.
No, but I'm sorry. He's Irish
Yeah.
goodbye and you guys.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm asking Vokath. Are you Irish goodbye?
Yeah, I'll Irish goodbye them.
Oh, that's
I've never heard that. I've never heard that term before, but
Oh,
yeah.
I'm an Irish goodbye. Oh yeah. I've every time that I've left any unit, like I'd never tell them.
Goodbyes are too hard.
Yeah, I don't think
like-
Vokath. I don't think Vokath is. I think as well having a hard time with the goodbye process, but did not want wanted to didn't want to insult by leaving before the wedding.
Erlindra.
So
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
Erlindra. Like lets Hackathon know that one of his priests is leaving. He understands because he can't really say no to you guys, right? Two Orca are slipped up without anybody noticing, and it's like dark. It's one evening, and she's there, and you notice she had really long hair. She shaved it all but like one kind of side, just to kind of let you know she's kind of like wants to learn a little bit about Tempest, based on seeing your prowess and your power. But you guys get on an Orca. It's night like 3 or something like that, and
Jet.
let's start heading east. All right, that's where you're at within the 10-day. Blandina, do you stay for the wedding? I'm giving him his agency because he wants that Irish goodbye. You can wake up on day 3 and there is no Vokath.
I mean, I would have been walking around, but I will be here for the wedding.
Okay.
Savithor is like my brother in battle. We died to the Margasters. I still think we have a beef to settle with the Margasters in some way. His new size is oddly interesting, but I would not miss this wedding, but I also have things that I need to do. So in the course of this 10-day, I'll tell Savithor, it's like, don't worry about me. I'll be here for the wedding. But I have other things that I need to take care of as a wizard here.
Okay.
And I will, because I have teleportation circle and teleport, like I'm always just a call away. I'm a sending stone away. Whenever you need me, I am literally a sending stone away.
Yeah.
I would love for you to be here, as I want you as one of my groom's wizards.
Absolutely. I would want nothing more. But in the 10 days, I'm going to go back to Waterdeep to pass on information to Lady Lariel and the Harpers. And
Okay.
Do my wizardly duties as as I should be
Yeah,
doing.
you've really been neglecting those.
or
We'll hold off on what happens after the 10-day. Right?
Sure. Yeah.
But this is so in the meantime stuff, you're gonna hold on and you're gonna be the obviously clearly accepted to be the maid of honor. Like Sarissa gets it, right? You're the maid of honor. You know what I mean? Like, so you get like gussied up, and there is a salon there that just like gets the hair did. Okay. And you and Sarissa have, your moments or whatever building up to this thing. The wedding day. You guys all are on this massive piece of reef that's in the center of Maelstrom. It's a very large location. The storm giants, through their magic, can control a lot of the water. The Maelstrom itself ceases for this day. as all of this big piece of coral floats up to the ocean top. Believe it or not, in my mind, storm giants are big into bagpipes, and they have got this amazing bagpipe music playing through weird choral stuff. And there's these big knights that are playing it as you arrive up at the front of the head of this, like, it's an open shell. Hecaton stands there, you know what I mean, to do a ritual of sorts. I'm making all this shit up in my head. There is like blue whales. Hang on one sec. There's like blue whale. Yeah, you can change things after I'm kind of.
I just wanted to make sure that because I didn't get a chance to ask Torn to be the best man, and
okay, yeah,
and
perfect.
I would have done that.
Torn best man. Okay, yeah. So you guys are Torn. You're there. I'll work that in. So around this thing, there are like, you know, think of like Thunderbird flybys or whatever. Like blue whales will come up in schools and just kind of swim around this location. So the water somehow comes around you like a wall of force. And there are just the most exquisite sea creatures flowing around you guys. But it is above water in a spot. So think of a glass on top of the water, okay? But it's this wall of force so that other fish can kind of get in it, make a pass and review for this amazing ceremony as these bagpipes are playing. Torn, you're sitting there bare chest with your axe over one side, with wisdom in the other. You know, standing there with your friend off to your side. Blandina, you are downstairs under some coral where there is, you know, a flautist down there playing some soft music and a massive cello kind of playing real calming stuff as her hair's getting built into this, you know, like it's up high here, it's kind of the back, whatever you see, Sabathor, it's there. Maybe a little bit tight on the side and braided like not Norman but Norwegian style, like a nice tight braid here and cleaned up on the side. She's wearing a dress that's very simple and kind of thin. She's a very simple kind of woman, Sarissa was. And, you know, she's got a few trinkets of her mother's on her wrist. The sun begins to rise. Like, storm giants only do this once in a lifetime, so that they'd never really come out here to see this. The storm has stopped for the first time in forever in the trackless sea. So you guys are up there. Hecaton gives a bolstering speech about the Ordening being restored. You see stone giants with various Aztec-looking trinkets around their neck kneel. You see very gluttonous-looking hill giants. You know, they're kneeling as well. You see Dave and Kevin standing on the outsides of this thing. You remember Dave and Kevin with the...
Forgot about them.
Yeah, they're Spartan helmets. Did you want to bring them with you?
No.
We'll go back to that. We'll go back to that.
Maybe
so
left
Dave and
them a
Kevin
gift, though, or something, I feel.
are there as well. You can always backtrack and do something. A fire giant, a lone fire giant stands there. You're gonna love this, Vokath. She's really tall. She's got, you know, plate armor that's just like a wrapping on her chest, right? Open kind of stomach. She's got skulls around her waist. You know what I mean? And a massive battle axe. None of the rest of the party knows this or would ever possibly know that Gundahilda is in their presence. And the rest of there's a cloud giant there, all, you know what I mean, like fancy, you know, District 1 from fucking, you know, Hunger Games, like acting all like, you know what I mean, like all whatever. The ceremony is flawless. The kiss is, you know what I mean. Do you want to say anything? You don't have to do vows or anything. I can like pass that, but if you want to have a moment, you can. But but there it is.
You're perfect, man. You're killing it. So
Torn, you see her come up the stairs. The bagpipes just they start like wailing, and you can see the top of her head. There's a moment where you see Savathor's kind of ears to you. Is there anything that you want to pass off to Savathor as one last, you know what I mean, like groomsman, man of honor, I think is the, you know what I mean, like moment?
Yeah.
I say, I'm proud of you. And I say, now you can finally climb that mountain. Give him a thumbs up and step back.
that's perfect. I say,
Mine doesn't do that.
I say, in Storm Giant culture, the best man is the best man to protect the entire wedding. And you stand at my side because you are capable of drawing your weapon in our defense. And I hope you know, when the day comes that you ever need a weapon in defense, you will have more than just my pretty words. You will have an army at your back. All right.
Oof. Oof. All right. She comes up, Hecaton gives this rousing speech. There's a bit of a coronation, as there's a bit of a coral, but it's almost like built like Roman, where it doesn't go all the way around your head. It's like a bit of a wreath that goes.
Imagine that exact thing. That's crazy.
Very dark green copper almost, and the wreath sets on your head. You can tell that he's wearing one as well. It's a little bit bigger, you know what I mean? But it kind of comes back in a little bit of spikes. And Sarissa is wearing a thin one that her mother used to wear, interestingly enough, meaning that she takes that role as, regent if anything were to happen, you being Lord Mountbatten in this situation, you know what I mean, in the future situation. So the ceremony concludes. It's a wonderful situation where like dolphins do like straight Immelmans behind you guys and stuff like that. There's all sorts of cool, fireworks from magic missiles being shot, and of course the storm giants, in some cool ceremony, they start to storm again. So the bagpipes get going as you guys walk back down the stairs, to do these things, and the bagpipes start like blasting, and thunderclouds start moving in, and Hecaton, you know what I mean? It's like, super metal, and just like shoots the first lightning bolt, because they've got a little bit of call lightning into the sky, and the thunderstorm basically begins. They go back downstairs, you know what I mean? The curtains wave as the two of you guys go off to your portion of the coral tower. That's on you forever. Boop, deleted. And then we'll start from here. Now we'll start with Blandina. It's tomorrow after the 10-day, you know what I mean, the ceremony has occurred. Where does Blandina go?
Immediately to Waterdeep.
Okay.
Immediately to Waterdeep to
okay.
To talk to Lady Lariel. I figure, Harper's, Wizard, Blackstaff, all those things. She's the person I need to talk to first after this.
Okay. You head to the Harpers, and trust me, guys, we'll wrap it. We're on our slope here. You are, as you arrive and you speak to the. I didn't even remember what it was. Where's it at? There's a bit of a silent ceremony when you arrive there with the Harpers, as they raise you to the 4th level of renown, which is Wise Owl. The only other wise owl that you know of is, I believe, Archbishop Henry had achieved wise owl. The highest is High Harper, and you aren't Elminster. You know what I'm saying? So like, and Lady Lariel. So they raise you to wise owl. They'd let you know that magically the Tower of Neverwinter, interestingly, was created, but unfortunately we've lost contact with anybody over the past 10 days into Neverwinter. Your story arc will you can do so where Blandina will pick up is, that's what Blandina finds out. There is a Blackstaff Tower there. Your Blackstaff Tower lost all contact. So what does Blandina do?
So
Right where Blandina will pick up next.
I would also ask her, because I would say I had a weird encounter. Some strange wizard just came out of nowhere, calling himself Elminster.
Yep. She begins to, we're going to have one of these montage moments where she sits down, tells you the whole story about Elminster being a little bit of promiscuous, you know what I mean? Handsome wizard that's gone across the plains. And yeah, that makes sense that he may have run into a powerful wizard that was your mother's, you know what I mean? And Dragonlance. And that makes sense. And that the father, may or may not have been able to have kids, and it all kind of worked out where you became a princess, you know what I mean? And he was very accepting to it. Maybe it was before they met, I don't want to call anybody a cuck, but like, you know what I mean? Like, is that a bad word? It's in the dictionary. But yeah. So
No, I'm enjoying it. Continue.
But Elminster is legit. Your dad, that's where you get a lot of your power from. But it's interestingly enough, she kind of looks into you, like the power of cold within you is very interesting. And the fact that the Ring of Winter has returned to Faerun, and she opens up a book, and that's kind of where the chapter, you know what I mean? Chapter 13 ends as you both kind of stand over and start pulling books from shelves, and you know what I mean? Like, what's next?
Is just a quick question.
You can ask any question you want, but
sure.
This is your jump off to Blandina's next thing.
So like 90 days, I would, after learning this, I would probably at some point teleport back to Kryn to encounter my father. But we can do that another time. Really, at least in Faerun, where is Phandalin and the Icewind castle that we had?
Interestingly enough, per Pete's thing, that's all frozen.
Okay, so that's all frozen.
All the way down to the Sword Mountains where Cryovanius lived, that's all cold now. It's all, the new ice age has occurred. They let you know, because NOYNEK and their Revengers return. You do see before you, and I can't steal their agency, you do see Zora, you see Pleep, a wizard at your level. You see a fantastic blue-looking Aarakocra, wicked smart, on your level, married to a barbarian, Zora, and then you probably wouldn't see NOYNEK, but you've heard of NOYNEK and the Revengers. Two of them are there. You can hold, you know what I mean? You can pop into whatever conversations you want, but they do let you know Sir Timothy's gone. She knows that the relationship that you had, Sir Timothy was turned into a lich, and not sure what happened. Flew off on an ancient white and blue mixed Dracolich.
Yeah.
The bodies of our Vatrix and Lennithon mixed. That's what Pete came up with. That's fucking scary.
It is scary. Is it just cold, or is it impenetrable, or is it just cold?
It's just cold. Right now, for all intents and purposes, Ice Age.
I'm okay with that. Is it possible to get to that tower? Because I want to make that tower my stronghold
In Neverwinter.
in Neverwinter.
Oh, interestingly enough, anybody's allowed to go up there right now. Hey, you can
Then-
go there. People just
Yeah,
don't come
well,
back.
I'm not going to tell anybody, but
Yeah.
because I can tell, I'm going there to fully Elsa that place up, and over the next year, teleportation circle permanently that place.
In Neverwinter, the Neverwinter Blackstaff,
No,
Okay.
no, not that tower. The Icewind Peak,
Icespire Peak, easy peasy.
Icespire Peak.
Yep. That's only Icespire Keep. That is not a tower there. There is no
No.
tower there.
Yeah. No, that's
Okay,
fine.
perfect.
That's
Okay.
just my personal.
That's your intent, and you're going to start going back and forth building a teleportation circle. Okay.
Yep.
We got you're wrapped for your next 90 days. Torn. Oh, you're going to stay there and keep training the Kraken. Wisdom.
Yeah, I'll be here. I'll be here for a while because once it hatches, it's gonna be a long road. So I'll be here for quite some time. But after that, are you doing a 90-day? Well, it says that octopus babies usually hatch for like 6 months.
Yeah. So
Okay.
just so you know, you're pretty well locked into so over the next 9 days. So your 90 days, the way this would work is pretty locked into care and feeding of this. First of all, you have a more than legendary artifact. Your arc is pretty tight on this thing. So what I would say is you'll probably end up picking up on this egg needs something.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying? So right now you're kind of just the chief botanist or whatever, the chief, you know what I mean? Like egg mama on this thing.
Yeah.
And you're just kind of waiting for some sort of tell. It does interact with you, interestingly enough. Even though it's in its casing, in its shell, when you touch it, it'll, you know what I mean? Like stay there and come up to your hand. You know what I mean? And when you pull away, it kind of does whatever.
Yeah. Gotcha.
But you are fully attuned to this thing. The more you stay with it, the more you sense that this thing kind of bonds to your alignment.
Okay.
Wisdom. Okay. Savathor. I'll end on Vokath on this one.
Yeah. So the next,
He's ready to go. She's ready to, if you're ready to rock,
Yep.
she's ready to rock. You do get the sense that Bregan de Aerith is held up in a place called Luskan. They were doing fantastically over the past 10 days. Not a lot of information has come out of that place.
Yeah. I will have, I mean, I wouldn't have been able to reach any communications with Jarlaxle, my father. Didn't get him to show up to the wedding, that sort of thing.
Jarlaxle?
What do you have showed?
Yeah.
He gets like a missive. Hey, your son has become kind of a big deal.
Hey, you know what? I'm only one brain. So, Jarlaxle, after the end of the wedding, you start looking through the crowd, and there is a large brimmed hat with a feather in it, and he's sitting at a table. You know what I mean? Just as the picture always is, kind of sitting there, looking forward, rather stern. But you see Jarlaxle. He's not getting up to come talk to you, but he's there.
Mhm.
You know, and that should probably be a solid tell that Dad does give a shit.
Yeah.
But
I hope. Yeah.
I'll quickly, for your arc, I'm Jarlaxle. What's up? You know what I mean? He's sitting there. He's got his own cup. He's got this own table. And you, Jeremy, you're probably tracking this too. He's sitting there. He's got his own table. Right next to him is a hole in the wall. And he's just kind of pulling things out. And there's a small table there, and it's full of food. He's just eating off it, you know, kind of watching this thing happen.
I thought you were beyond being worried about poison and poisoned food, Father.
Mm.
I'm sure the caterers of the royal wedding of the Storm Giants could provide smaller portions.
no one's gonna call me a coward, son. And he slides it into the portable hole, flaps it, you know what I mean? Like Roger Rabbit, turns it into a pocket, like sits in, and he's like, shall we feast on Maelstrom?
Yeah, Maelstrom's best.
You don't need a perception check. He is staring at your sword. Like, if there's one person that likes shiny objects, it's this dude. And he's just like, so I've seen you've grown up, as he kind of looks up to you. And then instantly he reaches into his pocket, pops something, drinks it, becomes 21 feet.
Oh, there we go.
He takes a potion of like growth, you know what I mean? And kind of like sits in there to not be outdone. His hat grows large and stuff like that. And he's got a diatrema bird kind of next to him and just kind of walking around and just like pecking at stuff.
Yeah. It's good to have you here. Thank you for coming, Father. But
Wouldn't
I'm
have missed it
sure
for the world.
I'm sure you have so much to do, so many places to be. I was hoping we can help each other now that I have the ability to contribute more, especially after finding out about Mom.
Oh, we could always use help. We're in great shape right now. Luskin hasn't seen better days.
Is that your home base for now?
I go from in there to Menzo Berenzan every once in a while to check on our dear sweet your uncle Grumpf, who's been up to a lot, and he kind of points at everything. Yeah, Grumpf opened up a little bit of the plains and allowed some demons in. We're dealing with that. Gauntlgrim is still having a quite of a thrashing.
Well, if anyone can handle it, it's the Brigand Earth. Speaking of which, I have a hope to challenge the Zentarum-backed piracy and slave trade, as well as the Thane enclave of Simbar. And I was hoping at the very least I could get good intel so that I may take advantage of a slow and careful, calculated approach that will bring good favor and good tidings to the allied kingdoms that have interests against those. Do you have any advice or see any lack of wisdom?
So you want to head to this island, this Atlantis place,
Yes.
and you're looking for some sort of passage there.
Well, I'm trying to make sure that I know where to go, but I just want to make sure that while I show up and start causing literal ripples, I guess you could say, that I'm not. I am making a point to be like a new kingdom being founded in the middle of an undersea area that has only ever been used by pirates, trade ships, Thay backed all kinds of shady stuff, a contentious point of naval warfare, and then a sunken city. I really want to show up with my best foot forward and literally appease each kingdom I can with a gentle, positive, like diplomatic relationship, I could say, establishing myself as transparent. And I'm looking for the Brigand Earth specialty, which is,
I've been
intel.
believe it or not, I've got a lot of free time on my hands right now as I'm looking for a little bit of fairer weather where I'm from. I wonder if you could help me with your large size and your beautiful wife. If there's a spot near Thornhold, near the Mayor of Deadmen. There's an interesting one-eyed pirate down there. He's a turtle. Really large, really scary. I was wondering if you could help us broker some deals to maybe borrow one of his ships to go investigate this. 2 ships, in fact, Indefatigable, and the larger one called the Cthulhu.
This is
Wait, not yet. Not yet. Never mind.
this is unusual. You're not Are you speaking candidly about this, or is this an opportunity for?
Always an opportunity. Someone's coming up in the world north of Waterdeep, building a large fleet, calling himself a Commodore. I think this is a good path for expansion for both this individual's endeavors and for you coming up. I know for a fact this individual only has one captain.
How
I'd offer you some of the drop.
how do you see me fitting in all this? Something that I need to.
With your luck, you're going to find our way. Just don't forget about old dad.
It's usually a father provides a gift, not asks for a favor at a wedding.
The gift is the opportunity, son.
I'll say this. I'm working on fully establishing an undersea kingdom recognized by surface powers, developing a flourishing economy that makes this kingdom too valuable to fight against for those respective surface powers. In doing so, that helps hinder privateers who use slavery and
Well, I wouldn't have it. You know, and he takes his hat off. As a matter of fact, you're getting a weird sense that he wants to go with you because wherever he just came from just became a shit show. So he's just like
leaving. He Irish goodbye to a really bad situation.
Yeah, he's just like, well, in classic Jarlaxle fashion, Luskin is an ice cube right now. So, you know what I mean? All of his ships and anything that he had going on there are not chill. He's got probably about 30 Brigand Air left. You know what I mean? He's just like, what I'll say is, he's happy because of your arc. If you're going to move on from 13 up, your party would basically be Sarissa, you, Jarlaxle, a few people, and potentially the Manu himself.
Yeah, I will say, let me be more useful to you.
And Torn, because he still lives there, of course.
Yeah. Let me be more useful and have more leverage to help you after establishing what I need to establish, and maybe alongside, simultaneously, whatever it takes. I just want to make sure that I don't miss out on the lesson you taught me, which is don't play your hand too soon. And also don't miss your opportunity to raise the stakes.
I'll tell you what. I'll help broker the deal by offering you, a drow crew of Brigand Air, as long as you don't forget about trade with your father.
Never.
Brigand Air always needs some fun lines.
Of course, as long as we don't deal in people cargo.
Jarlaxle was never about that.
Yeah.
As far as I'm tracking, Jarlaxle is like a very, you know what I mean, on a high end of neutral.
Yeah. All right. In that case, I say, well, let's take
Especially by this phase.
Let's go find an underwater kingdom to elevate to its former glory.
All right. He basically can boop out, and he's like, "I'll meet you there at the Mare of Dead Men," and in classic honeymoonist fashion, where you guys are going to go on an adventure.
We're going to go on a cruise fleet.
Yeah, but you guys are going to be able to killer whale it straight to the Mare of Dead Men. To your next arc will be coming out of the water and the swamp to go and meet basically a pirate captain.
Nice.
It's pretty beefcake. And borrow his ship.
All right.
We'll work that. We'll work that scene in there. That's pretty sweet. Blandina goes north. You head to the Mare of Dead Men. Torn King, you're going to watch this egg. If it works to head back on this arc in the campaign, they'll come back and pick you up on the way back out. Because you're going to watch the baby. I want to really hone that in to make sure that's what your ultimate goal is, to make this a good Kraken. You're thinking you got to stay near it during its initial phases.
Correct.
Okay.
That is correct.
The final piece. The orcas come to the land. Erlindra and Vokath start heading to the east, you arrive near a town named Leylon. Very familiar on the east, on the west coast. It's very frigid there. It's supposed to be kind of spring right now, but there's just a gusting blizzard, a dusting that hits, and you're like, God dang it, Phandalin, like, what's wrong with you? You move into this town, and as you're walking, you see a great shadow in front of you. You move a little bit forward, and Hecaton is in front of you with his conch around his neck and his ability to teleport from whatever way. He looks at you, and he's like, you can't run from me that easily, but I will respect you wanting to depart unnoticed, because it's been about a 10-day for you to get here, we'll say. It's roughly the next day he boops out to see you, and he's like,
My dear king, I was not running from you.
I understand. That being said, I have alliances to hold up, and as the head of the Ordening, someone that you are familiar with was at the wedding, and I became privy to. Gundahilda has full knowledge and understanding of where she thinks you are going. You have a lot ahead of you, as she heads east ahead of you somehow. He's like, I feel like I have put you and your temple to Tempest in a bit of danger by getting you in close proximity with someone who hates your family so much. And I don't know why. He's like, but I won't leave the two of you unarmed. He opens up his coat, and just like a Mossberg shotgun, you know what I mean? Like underneath it is a massive hammer. There's only two of its kind. And you can have mine.
No way.
My nasty cousin has his taken from somewhere south of here. This is the Hammer of Thunderbolts. I hope this protects you on your journey. Gundahilda is moving speedily with her friends to this, insert whatever Vokath just said.
You know that, like, I'm likely to use this hammer against her.
Good luck. I wish you many blessings upon your journey. You have done great things for the Ordening. I'm assuming you'll continue to do great things. And he flips a wooden coin with a duck on it over his shoulder. You know what I mean? And gives you a wink, and then stomps his Jason Momoa body into the ocean, takes off his jacket, you know what I mean? A big maelstrom wave hits. He's gone. Aelorinja looks at you. See? Tempest favors you already. And she throws a big sack over her shoulder, and she's like, what are you waiting for? And she starts walking across the beach. She's like, I've heard great things about Phandalin. I can't wait for the next adventure to begin. And then the credits go up. It says Steven Spielberg and Kathleen Kennedy. And
to be concluded.
Scorsese as well in there.
Yep. So you guys gave me some solid arcs for where your characters go. I'll offer many things if you guys are bored or not. I'll do one-shots where it's just us. I'll do one-shots where it's like the two of you guys. So someone can be Aelrindra. You know what I mean? Someone can be Jarlaxle to join your party or stuff like that. So if you guys want to continue on to do things, you've seen what the Lay of Forgotten Realms look like. You guys are the next chapter. I'll let you know current status. Elturel just got sucked into hell at this very moment. So, like, all things said, you guys are now the only level 13s on the planet. So,
Like
while the
13
other ones
higher?
are fighting in the Avernus right now. Like, they just made it down to Baldur's Gate, like, yay, our parade's here. Yoink. They're all gone.
We're probably in a bathhouse.
Yeah, that's right. You guys are in a bathhouse right now with the with a bloody bath. Yeah, you. Yeah, that was a weird scene. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was weird.
You and Appione hopped in naked. Just like in a bunch of ichor and gross blood, and just like, what a great spa. Yeah. Yes, that's exactly happening in this montage. As the credits go up and the bloopers happen, you start seeing scenes of you guys going to the Elf Song Tavern, blah blah blah, and then the stench of the Avernus kind of pops up out of nowhere. So there you guys go. We finished a campaign, dude. Storm King's Thunder. That's a wrap. Ta-da! Yeah, thanks for everybody for watching. Burly Earl, you probably heard a lot of lore. I'm a lore spitting, Forgotten Realms loving dude. So can't wait to play with you someday, Burly Earl. Hit us up. You could be Jarlaxle. You seem to know who he is. Yeah. All right, guys.
I've DM'd for Burly Earl. He's solid. He's a good dude.
Yeah. All the charm crew.
So
that's it.
Jason Charles Miller's on. You want to
Hell yeah.
pop it in there?
Yeah, we'll stay with JCM if you want to push the button to not go, but like, hey, what do we got going on? I'm a nerd. I'm in Castleton, so you guys will see me Saturday for the rap session. My rap shooting is tomorrow, and then Sunday a 6-hour session starting at 12 Eastern is the Vonendad. Our party going slog in a 6-hour session, and they get their final rap where King Puent gets after it with Coco Bunny, with Judgy from Dungeon Mechanics will be in this room playing, so we'll try to be sober, but it's gonna be a fantastic time. All right, that's it. We got 12 people. Hit before someone leaves. Diddle-oo, diddle-oo, diddle-oo,
Bye, guys.
diddle-oo. Thanks
See
for
ya.
everybody for being here.